Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the House of the Den. I hope that you're having an excellent Sunday. I'm glad that you could join me, Pastor, Preacher, Bishop, Father, Rabbi, Reverend, Lord, Deacon Honcho, and I'm sure I forgot some other stuff out there. And this is the House of the Den. If you don't know, on Sunday nights, we do a little thing called Sunday Night Confessions, and I welcome you and I thank you for joining me this evening. We have some things that we must discuss on tonight's Sunday Night Confession. Now, you may not have gone to the Lord's house, but you're always welcome in Honcho's house. Now, today, we're going to get some things out the way. I need you to listen to what I got to say. But first, let's do our particulars. I thank you for allowing me the privilege, as always, to speak to you this evening. And I hope you are doing well on this very significant Sunday. You know, it is a privilege and an honor each and every night to get to speak with you, get to chop it up with you, chop a little game. And if you don't know, now you know I am Ed Honcho. This is The Den Show, the best conversation on the internet. And the reason why this is the best conversation on the internet is because of you. I couldn't have a conversation with myself. People might think I'm crazy. But you guys bring just wonderful commentary, thoughts, comments in the chats and the calls. And I appreciate all of y'all. I just had to let you know one time before we go. So, this is social commentary with a realistic perspective. Now, if you want to follow the Den on all the proper socials, you can go to facebook.com/DenShowLive. Or you can go to Twitter and Instagram @DenShowLive. Okay? Different name, different platform, same name, I'm sorry. Play as fuck up. If you want to follow my personal social medias, you can go to Ed Honcho, HTX, on Instagram and Twitter. Same name, different platforms. Now, if you would like to contact the Den line is always open. I may not answer. You may get the voicemail, but you can go to 833-284-3336. If any time during the day you just feel like you got something to say, you want to leave a voicemail, you want to send a text message, you can send pictures, memes, all those things. You may have some news that you choose that you may want to share, send it. Or you can send it to denshowlive@gmail.com. Same deal there if you just prefer to use the email. If you would like to tell a friend about the Den, tell them to go to thedenshow.com. If you want to tell them how to get there live, tell them to go to thedenshow.com/live. Before y'all start tripping, it's not a Bible. Think and Grow Rich. I recommend this book to everybody. I should put a link in the description how you can go get you one. Now, y'all gonna be like, this nigga Honcho is blasphemous. If you would like to support the Den, the House of the Den, if you would like to drop a little bit of Denjamins in the collection plate, you can go to streamlabs.com/thedenshow. And we are more than grateful and thankful for everyone who has contributed to the Den, to the House of the Den. And if you would like to contribute on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/thedenshow. Multiple tiers in which you can choose to make a monthly donation. And there are several rewards on each of those tiers, if you so choose to participate. All of that is appreciative. Shout out to James Martin and Stina Starry-Eyed. I appreciate your Patreon support with all the gratitude in my body. Now, Sunday Night Confessions, let me hurry up and get mine over, because y'all know I usually start this thing off and get it out the way before everybody get here and start talking shit. That ain't the Lord's word. No, I ain't, but I did not just say that. That's the Honcho's word. But let's get into it, man. Before we get live, though, before I start talking about it, let me see who we have. Who was in the congregation this evening? I see Danny. I see Cartier. I see AA2U. I see Kahau MC. I see Keisha R. Bill Southern Style. Reggie 41693. Hey, what's the motherfucking deal? I hope the world is treating you very well. I hope life is treating you very good. Oh, we have a foreigner joining us today by the name of Heidi. She was at a clan meeting yesterday, but she's here at church this evening in the House of the Den. So, I will go ahead and get my confession out the way before the rest of the country. Folks are always late to getting into the Lord's house, to the Honcho's house. I ain't gonna say the Lord's house, to the Honcho's house. I ain't gonna be too blasphemous this evening. I'll be a little bit, but I ain't gonna go too far. So, if you wouldn't mind opening up your books to the book of Honcho, chapter 44, verse 3. This is the story of a young man named Honcho and a situation he went through. Now, Honcho talked big shit. This was a time when Honcho was in the collegiate atmosphere. He was on the team. He was in good shape. You know, he thought he was the man. And, you know, being in good shape, having good endurance, and being an athlete, Honcho used to get much attention from the young ladies. Melanin, glad you could join us this evening. Footballer 503, brother footballer, I'm glad you could join us this evening. And so it says here that Honcho had his eye on a particular target, a friend of a friend, if you will. And just so happened that it was a friend from high school that he knew, a young lady, who happened to go to a college nearby, not the same college. Some of you may be familiar with the Third Ward, but she went to a college across the street. So that young Honcho, you know, would go pay a visit. And that young Honcho would try to shoot at this particular friend of a friend, some would say a roommate, if you will. Okay? Roommate from Chi-Town. And this roommate wasn't giving up the access as easy as most of the young ladies that Brother Honcho encountered. And so it says here that although she showed interest, she withheld. She knew Brother Honcho was out there hoeing. But Brother Honcho did not quit. He carried on with determination. And some of you may be familiar with the show Family Matters. There was a line that Brother Urkel used to use to Sister Laura. I'm wearing you down. I'm wearing you down. So Brother Honcho would continue to finesse. On occasion, he would go and post up. Yeah, some would call it caking, but I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, here it doesn't necessarily say that. But sometimes after participating in other deeds. Anyway, Brother Honcho, a couple of times in seeking the affections of this young lady, got his motherfucking car towed. Maybe once, maybe twice. And that shit wasn't nice. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Anyway, Brother Honcho used to talk big shit about how he would lay it down, take this young lady to Pound Town, and have her passed out on the ground. Not like that, not the Cosby way. And she would chuckle, she would giggle. She would find it entertaining, she would sniggle. So one day, after months of, I wouldn't say months, about a month or two of effective communication, I think this is what it's, effective communication, yes, that's the wording right there. Brother Honcho had an opportunity. Brother Honcho was ready. Brother Honcho was about to lay the smackdown from the back down. Oh, but lo and behold, how the game did unfold. Brother Honcho was too ready. He was too ready, couldn't hold steady. Brother Honcho fucked up. For all the shit Brother Honcho talked, Brother Honcho could not walk the walk. I don't know if it was mental. It doesn't say if it was physical. But it said Brother Honcho was not able to hog the lane as to many of the young lady he had previously slain. Was it that good? I don't know. Or was it that he was too anxious to back up all the talk that he had laid? Either way it went, it was a very unfortunate day for young Brother Honcho. His ego was broken as he laid there in shame. He didn't know what to do. Now, most young ladies would probably say, oh, well, that's it. But I think that the young lady knew the legend of the young brother Honcho. And it wasn't immediate. It may have been another couple of weeks that went by. But young brother Honcho did get another try. And with that being said, he did seek redemption, and he damn near broke that bed. That is coming from the book of Honcho. So I tell you this story to tell all you young players, old players who have grown out of your player ways, that sometimes players fuck up. When I was a young man, well, when Honcho was a young man, excuse me, he had a plan that he just could not execute. But they knew what it was. All the tools were on display. And he had another chance to make a touchdown play. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Hey, got to put your pride aside. You know, all I'm saying, Jack, is just let that bullshit ride. Now, shout out to everybody who's joined us now. That is my confession. If you didn't understand, basically what I was saying is, as a young man, I used to talk big shit because I was knocking them down by the dozens. And I came across one young lady who she just wouldn't throw it out there. I don't know why. It just wasn't working. Something, all my foundation would, maybe she was a quality young lady. But I lost touch with her after all of this. And I actually felt unfortunate because she was actually pretty cool. But with all that being said, all that shit I talked many a days, from text messages to phone conversations to face, when she finally gave me that first opportunity, I fried it. But players fuck up. She knew what it was. And I got a second shot. And I bust up that twat. Now after that, we lost communication. I had some things happen. I went my way. And once I kind of got some stuff back together, I guess she had went her way. I believe she transferred. And we just kind of lost touch. It was very unfortunate. I believe she went back to Chicago. But hey, Jack, it happens. It happens. Now, that was my confession. And I felt like I would share that one because Brother Man Up shared a confession with us last night that was similar. And so I figured, why not, just let you know, hey, you can't win every time. But if your game is good enough, you can always make up for it. Make them forget that. Now, we're going to open up the line. We're going to see who's going to be willing to confess this evening. And again, the fuck is this? The fuck is this shit? The collection plate is open if you want to go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. All love is greatly appreciated. Now, we won't go into the details. Just know, Miss Heidi, in the long run, I did prevail. And we'll leave it at that, Jack. So, let me open up this line. Feeling good, feeling fine. And I know how we have to do nowadays because some folks act like they're afraid to confess. So we will have a secondary conversation. And the secondary topic tonight is, let me open up my book here. We have so many topics to discuss. Actually, it was a very good topic that I was discussing with, but I think that deserves its own den. Let us speak on we were having a good conversation at the end of the den yesterday. This is what I want to talk about. Let's talk about money and relationships and how it impacts things. So, ladies, maybe some of you do know, some of you may not. Fellas, I want to know how you think. If a woman makes more money than you, is that a no-go for your relationship? Or does that bother you in the relationship? Ladies, if you make more money than the man, is that a problem or does it not matter? Because we were talking about some things, we were discussing some things, and I found some of the responses very interesting. So, Brother Pastor, Rabbi, Reverend, Deacon, Honcho. This a bunch of I can't remember all that shit. God damn it. Let's open up the line. Let's see how y'all feeling. Call into the house of the den, the 800 Club. The number is on the screen. So let me tell you. So tell me what's on your mind. I'd like to know how y'all feeling this evening. Now, a lot of things been going on. A lot of things have been happening. Excuse me, young brother Jason S. I need you to properly and appropriately address me by the proper name. That is Pastor, Reverend, Rabbi, Preacher, Deacon, Brother Honcho. Okay? And I know it sounds like a lot, but it's of the utmost importance that this is properly addressed. I don't want anyone being confused. Interesting. I have too many notebooks, too many books full of stuff. So you say, I think the higher earner can hook up the spouse. No. Well, you would think so, but some people have a problem with it. Some ladies say that men don't like women who make more money. Say that they're bitches. Some say that men are intimidated by women who make more money, or it's a strike to their ego. And I know some guys that feel that way. I've seen some men that feel that, that is a blow to the ego if the woman makes more money than they do. All right, we got a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the confession line of the House of the Den this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal?
Yes, it sounds like Brother Cushington. What would you like to drop in the den this evening, Brother Cushington?
Shit, if the female make more money, then shit.
So you say you have no problem if the lady makes more money than you?
I don't have no problem with it. Hell nah.
Okay. So what do you think about men who do have an issue with the woman who makes more money? Do you think that's just an ego issue? Do you think it's just a personal issue? What do you think about people who feel that way?
A small wee-wee.
Wow. So you say it's not only the ego, but it's their physical manhood that's coming up short.
Yeah.
No, that is tough. That is tough. That is very interesting.
Do you care?
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay, then.
As long as I get to hit, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. That's my point.
Okay. So have you ever encountered a situation with a lady who made more money than you did?
Yeah.
Did she treat you any particular way? Did she treat you differently than a woman who, say, made less money? Or was everything A-okay?
Hell nah. As long as I gave her that wood, she was all right.
Oh, excellent. Okay. That is very interesting. So, what would you say to a man who has a issue with a woman who makes more money? What kind of advice would you provide him?
Some tongue lessons, I guess.
So he has to learn how to work the mouthpiece.
He better eat that box.
The box? Like Jack in the Box?
Nah, the coochie box.
The Gucci box?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta make it do what it do then. That's very interesting. But then, do you feel like that will help his ego problem, or do you think that would make him feel even more submissive?
Nah, shit, that shit should help.
Okay.
If he's doing a good job there, then shit. She happy, he happy.
Okay. If she's happy, then she's happy. All right. Well, hey, nothing wrong with that, Brother Cushington. Anything else you would like to add to that, Brother Cushington?
Nah. Just After the show, jump on the Xbox.
I will hit you after the show, and we can maybe make that a go.
All right.
All right. I appreciate the call there, Brother Cushington.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, yes. Shout out to Brother Shaq Kush. Brother Shaq Kush, is always good to hear from you. Yes, yes. And for those of you who don't know, you're like, what is going on with Honcho this evening? It is Sunday Night Confessions. You know we always do something special on Sunday Night Confessions, where all the women run away and only a couple people call in and confess to things that they've done in this lifetime that at one point they may have been embarrassed by, at one point they may have been ashamed of, but now they no longer give a shit because they've grown as individuals. And that is the point of the confessions, is because you have grown from the person that you used to be. So now those things don't even matter anymore. But some of y'all may still be the same person you've always been, and that's why you're afraid to call in and confess. Dopey Longstockings, what's the motherfucking deal? Mark, what's the motherfucking deal? Ben Jover, what's the motherfucking deal? Oscar, what's the motherfucking deal? I hope all of you are doing well. Depends on the personality, understanding, and the goals of both. Okay. McVice says quads and side-by-sides as well. Interesting, interesting. But what if she denies your dirt bike? What if she buys you a moped? More Sebastian TV, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Anybody I may have missed? Look, if I missed you, I ain't dish you. I just may have overlooked. Everyone is insecure though. Who is insecure? You'll take a moped also? Okay. A moped in addition to. I don't want just the moped. I want a moped in addition to. Again, so since everybody is feeling a particular way, I don't want to call in and confess, but we want to talk about, is there an issue between women? I would like to know if there's been any woman in here who has dated a man that maybe made a lower income. And so you never run from the den. That's what I'm talking about, Bill. All of us are insecure. We have our sensitive spots. Interesting. We'll have to talk about that. Not to the point where they have issues with your income. Okay. Interesting. You haven't drank strawberry milk in a whole month. Interesting. Well, there was an issue with strawberry milk. For those of you who didn't know, let me make sure we see, half of y'all out there watching Game of Bones or whatever that shit is. And shame on y'all. I was supposed to do a sauce earlier, but it was Mother's Day, so I spent some time with the lady, Pastor Honcho. And it's been a little family time also. And, I have some things that I'm going to have to discuss about Paul. I think I had to go back to my initial reaction when that trade was first executed. I think I was right. I should never stray from my own opinions. I'm always right. So, again, we don't talk sports today, and we try not to. But sometimes it just happens. But anyway, so what about ladies? Have you ever dated a man that has tried to use his money to flaunt, or use that as a tool to maybe hold something over you, or using the money as a supplement or a replacement for personality, conversation, or anything like that to gain your interest? I'm sure that has happened to at least half of the women in here. Because this is something I hear quite often, that men try to use money for this, that, and the third to entice women. And I'm not talking about just to buy your services. Hey, if you work, if you, what do they call it? Well, Alyssa Milano said, that's what we should be talking about. That's what we need to be speaking on. The sex strike. And I don't think that went over very well. Now, Alyssa Milano put something out there about a sex strike, right? And, yeah, that's not going to work, right? Because women like sex just as much as men do, for the most part. We're going to keep it in a certain context. Baker, brother Baker, good evening. Glad you could join us. Brother Yuri, glad you could join us. But the sex strike, I don't believe went over too well. Brother Brully, it seemed like it got a lot of backlash because it was something about, I believe, about abortions or pro-choice or something of that nature. It is what it is. Everybody's entitled to what they want to believe. I don't think she really realized what she was saying. I think she was just saying stuff. No, I have not seen that. I have not seen that. I try to refrain from seeing that there, Brother Yuri. That I would do better not seeing that. But so anyway, here's my thing, right? Because you got a lot of liberal people, and I think that's what she was trying to appeal to. But aren't the liberals also the ones who are in heavy promotion of sex workers? So if you have a sex strike, what are they? Are they unemployed? You know what I mean? Is that how that works? How does that work? What do you mean? You can't be rooting for all these other people and freedom to do what you want to do with your body. But hey, you guys hold off and don't make any money. You barely make any as it is. Well, depending on what type of sex worker it is. But don't go out there making any money. Don't do anything sexual. Women, just hold your body. But what about the gays? That doesn't have any impact on the gays. So I guess they don't care about the situation at all anyway. It doesn't really affect them. Transgenders doesn't affect them, right? So it only affects straight men and women, right? Because who else does that impact? So basically, you're trying to call this strike to attack straight men. Well, that sounds about right. Say money sure don't make up for personality. Okay. I knew it, Heidi. I mean, some of the things you say are questionable, but now it all comes to fruition. But so she had this sex strike thing going on, and I think it blew over real quick. I don't know if it started yesterday or the day before or whatever, but to me, it's ignorant. So what are you going to tell women to withhold sex from their husbands? Are you gonna tell? And it's funny because again, this is what I'm saying. We talk about women who put a price on their bodies and things like that. Is this not the same thing? Is this not using your body as a bargaining chip? Right? And that may not be necessarily for money or things of that nature. But we talk about this often. Don't objectify me. Don't do this. Well, I won't give you sex. Okay. So it's very odd. What's going on with that? So again, sometimes I wonder what some of these movements and what their real purpose is. But we're going to deny everybody except the straight man sex because you want to be pro-choice. I saw something about some woman talking about don't have sex with conservative men, right? And I'm like, that's cool, I guess, but aren't the liberal dudes like no longer having sex now? They're talking about like motherfucking liberals under 30 or like no fucking. There's no fucking. They're not fucking. They're playing more video games than having sex. There's like they're talking about. There was like a survey or a study talking about how much people are having sex and this younger generation is not doing it. Well, they're not doing it with women. I don't know. But that's a whole different thing, I guess, aside from the sex strike. Women, how do you feel? Do you think that a sex strike will help you gain more rights? Just Sarah, what is the motherfucking deal? What are you talking about, James Harden? Nobody's talking about more pregnancies. Sex is sex. Sex doesn't automatically equal pregnancy. Come on. Exactly, Heidi. Liberal guy sends his wife to work. Her conservative boss is boning her on her break time, sending her back home happy because he's not having sex with her. So there's that. And I agree, exactly. And that's what that's what motherfuckers don't realize. Like, well, we're gonna tell women not to have sex, but well, guess what? Those sex workers, they're gonna get a windfall. They're gonna make a lot of profit. That's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is not to get pregnant every time you have sex. That's the bad picture, not the bigger picture. The bad picture. Madden. That's why y'all ain't having sex, because everybody's out there playing the recycled version of Madden, and then the next recycled Madden will come out next year, and well, there'll be some young buck out there ready to fuck. But let's getting back to it again. So I guess we have a bunch of angels this evening. I'm gonna start kicking people out this damn congregation if y'all don't start coming with some of these damn confessions. You know what I'm saying? Again, I think some of y'all are a little bit. I think some of y'all are a little bit behind, because I'm seeing some answers. So make sure when you are watching that depending on what you're watching on, that if it says live, that the little red dot by the live button is activated. So So yeah, I mean, doesn't that make it more difficult for you? And like Bajova said, if you're not giving it up, man, just say, all right, well, go get it from somewhere else. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm not finna hassle with you. Everybody's cheating anyway, right? Isn't that how it's going? And again, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, there ain't no woman trying to deny sex. If you're just out there getting a bunch of bad sex, then, if she's getting bad sex, it's like, fuck it, you probably ain't fucking that much anyway. But if she enjoys what you do and you are laying the smackdown, then she's not going to withhold any sex from you, because she's going to want it just as much as you do. Right? So, I don't know. I mean, it just is what it is. But if, again, like I say, but that's the logic from some people that we'll do this. Don't look at me as a sex object, but if you don't give me what I want, then I'm going to withhold sex from you. Word? Okay. Which ones are the Milano cookies? The fucking, is this the ones with the chocolate on the bottom? I don't eat them, so I don't even know it's even a question. So no is the answer, but I don't even know which cookies they are, so I can deny the cookie. But yeah, man, microwave generation. Yeah, and that's the thing. So if they're withholding the sex, I wonder if that. No, I just know it just didn't happen. It did not happen. Okay, it just absolutely did not happen. And so that's my thing. I don't think any woman participated in none of that nonsense. If they did, they weren't getting sex anyway. So if they're just like, yeah, I'm not giving up, and nobody's fucking you anyway. So it doesn't really fucking matter. Like, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing, right? This is what you got to understand. Here's my thing. Do you notice, I think we've mentioned this before, but do you notice it's the people on the fringe of these movements, right? Milano cookie slang for eating the groceries. No, definitely don't do that. But those on the fringe of these movements are always the craziest looking people. Like, crazy looking people. And sometimes you wonder, who is fucking these people? Then you realize the crazy people are fucking themselves. It's the crazy people fucking with the other crazy people, because nobody normal wants to fuck with those crazy people. And then those two crazy people are fucking, then they're fucking up, and they're birthing a third little crazy person. And this is what's wrong with the world. We allowed the crazies to mate in silence, right? And then once the social media came, they were given a voice. Because nobody's really paying attention to him at first, right? Nobody's paying any attention to him at first. Then social media came, they've distorted the worldview, and we gave them a voice, and now we can't stop it. It's and so now it's crazy, right? Because think about it. Now, hey, I'm not judging women's bodies or anything like that. But you ever notice how these little movements where they're always about like freeing up, you know, the body, the nudes, and these big public displays of stuff? I'm gonna be honest. It's usually the people that most won't find very attractive. And I'm just being honest. You know what? We can say mainstream's view of beauty. I don't really buy the mainstream view of beauty because it's not my personal view of beauty. But I think there's different elements of attractive, even if it's not the mainstream. But most of these people don't fit into anybody's view of beauty, and so they're more than happy to promote themselves because they want that attention. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you ever notice that normal people who are enjoying this, so people who get a decent level of attention, not the Aisha Currys out there, aren't trying to wild out. They aren't trying to do all that extra shit. They have no interest in doing all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? They generally are satisfied. People have issues. Like Heidi said, everybody has insecurities about something. But for the most part, they're not, I guess, trying to overcompensate. And is it overcompensating, or is it just a lack of giving a shit? Like, if you just don't really care about your body and you're not getting that attention, you're like, well, fuck it. Nobody wants to look at me. I'm going to make them look at me. You know, is that how that works? Because, you know, I remember when I was young, I used to be like, man, when I grow up, I'm going to go to a fucking nudist colony or something like that. Till you find out that nudist colonies are all old, wrinkly, misshapen people. I'm like, that's not a good idea. I don't think I don't want to do that anymore. I'm like, yeah, naked women everywhere, but no, it's not what you thought it was going to be. So the ugly people get naked first. But see, I'm a teacher. I can tell you that 100% of my word students got crazy ass mamas. Just thinking in my head, who really fucked you, man. Man, hey, man, I agree, Mark. I agree that we talked about it last night, I think, and I forgot what the cause was, but yeah, we were saying that, you know, men don't really give a shit, and that, oh, it was when AB called and we were talking about lust last night, and we were talking about how lust can cause you to make some bad decisions. And sometimes you've gone without. Alcohol can definitely cause you to make some bad decisions. Alcohol makes bad decisions and changes your vision. It can be very, very, very bad. You know what I'm saying? Say last resort, pass on next videos. But I mean, that's my thing. No, it's not my thing. But you know what I'm saying. It's just that there's so much opportunity. It's easier now than ever to meet, to mate. I'm not saying, not even saying in the sense of getting into a relationship. If you're just trying to get your rocks off, or whatever you call it for the ladies, it's easier now than ever to fucking do it. I mean, you have apps dedicated to this soul situation, right? You have venues, you have, I mean, everything you need. You have more access to people. You have smoother, easier access through this technology. You have locations where this stuff is acceptable. It's just out there. When it used to be way more conservative, people were way more reserved. People didn't really talk about this. Women couldn't be more open with their sexuality. But instead, more people are turning to porn. And I don't want to say there's anything wrong with it, but there's not necessarily anything right with it. And what I mean by that is, porn is cool. You're going through a drought, just trying to get your rocks off, fine. But if you're making it a habit to where this is your primary way of getting any kind of it's not even human interaction, any kind of interaction, any kind of getting off, then you're in a bad way. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's going on, Pastor Honcho? Brother Robert.
Crocodile Dundee. What's the motherfucking deal? So, what would you like to drop in the den this evening?
Of course, you're making fun of my damn Scottish accent.
Oh, I thought it was Australia. All right. What's the motherfucking deal, Brother Rabbit? What would you like to drop in the house of the den this evening?
Man, I got a story to share. It's about the time in theater we used a Bible as a prop.
All right. Tell me more, sinner.
Okay, you're probably not gonna like it,
Okay.
but I'm gonna share it anyways. So, for the specific scene that we were doing in a one act, we had to hold on. All right, there we go. We had to find a book because we were going to use that book and we were going to throw it across the room because it's kind of like an intense scene. And we couldn't find any books, and the only book that was there was a Bible.
So, would you say that your school or your community is rather conservative?
What do you mean?
I mean, would you say that they are, the area in which you live? Would you say that it's pretty much maybe a right wing area, maybe Trump country, or however you would like to identify it?
Well, I mean, we didn't really have any other books.
And that's, I mean, just wondering that you're in a schoolhouse, right?
A schoolhouse?
Well, you're in a school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had no other books but a Bible?
No, I mean, we did have other books, but they were all being used.
No. Okay. Carry on.
So yeah. And then, but luckily, someone brought another book, so we didn't have to throw the Holy Bible across the stage.
No. So how many times did you use the Bible initially, though?
Like 3 times.
So
Then again, it was only for rehearsals, though.
So you threw the Bible 3 times.
Oh no, I wasn't in the scene. It was somebody else that did it.
Well,
Like on 3, like it was in rehearsals.
well, you can tell that person, that pastor, preacher, bishop, reverend, rabbi, I'm sure there's some other names in there. Honcho says that they're going to hell for desecrating that good book.
Satan shall be waiting at the stairway.
Well, I don't know about that. That sounded kind of scary there, Brother Rabbit. But yes. So.
Wasn't intentional.
Okay. Oh man, if y'all know what I be thinking. Hold on, pardon me. Let me calm back down. Brother Rabbit, I appreciate you calling in, Brother Rabbit. I appreciate you sharing that story with us.
All right. Can I be rude with y'all?
Go for it.
I feel burnt out. I feel drained. Yes.
How so?
I mean, it's toward the end of the school year, and I don't know. I just feel burnt out for some reason. I don't know why. Like I just want the school year to end. Like there's nothing really exciting coming up.
Do you realize school is the good part of life? So you're getting burnt out now. Wait till you get to the real world. It's going to be so much more fun.
I mean, someone once told me once you reach a climax, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. So.
Well, don't let it be your climax. That's all I can tell you. Look, you got to toughen up. You got to follow through. You got to do what you got to do, man. Ain't no changing that. Or you can always drop out. Then you don't have to worry about it ever again.
I'd rather not do that.
All right, then. Well, then you got to do what you got to do, player. You got to stick it out, player.
I'm not a player, but okay. I'm being serious about that.
Do you play video games?
Yes.
Well, then you're a video game player. Damn, case closed. Anything else that you would like to add there, Brother Rabbit?
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate. Yes. Thank you, Brother Rabbit.
All right. Don't ever fuck ducks.
All right. Well. I don't even know what to say about that. It's not too many times that I find myself without some type of rebuttal or words to follow up something that was said, but I would think that what he said would be common knowledge, but I guess he had to put it out there. He may be talking about Brother Zaxby's. Yeah, so yeah, I don't even know. So this gentleman is encouraging you to throw Bibles and fornicate with fowls. So I don't know if Brother Rabbit is a good influence on the youth. Now, damn, we were saying something. Oh, we're talking about people now that, you have all this opportunity to do so much. You have access to people so much more so now than ever. But, people rather go to the porn, right? But I see, let me see. Bell had said something that, okay, people are still judgmental, hypocritical about sex, just saying that it's not changed far back as I can remember. Yeah, I agree, but I think you have more people who are open to it. I think, like, how we talk about things here in the den from time to time. I don't think you could have these kind of conversations, back in the gap, and it would be accessible or acceptable. But now, or accessible. But now, it's kind of, I won't say it's everywhere, but it's frequent. I think more people are willing to discuss their sex lives now more so than they used to. Women are definitely more open about discussing things. It's a pastor, preacher, bishop, reverend, rabbi, deacon, Father Honcho. I got it written down somewhere. There's a lot of stuff to remember. I can't remember all that. Let me make sure I got them all correct. But yes, so I think nowadays people are way more open to talking about these things. And so I think that if compatible, it's not always compatible. I think that's the key there. If compatible, I think you have more access to sex. I think it's easier to find. Shit, you ain't even gotta go look, motherfuckers ain't gotta go hunting streetwalkers anymore. You can get on the gram and find it. It's everywhere. It's promoted, in a different way. Yes, pastor, preacher, reverend, bishop, deacon, rabbi, Father Honcho. That's right. Okay, there we go. But that's what I'm saying. Sex is everywhere now. It's promoted. It's put on Front Street. And it's accessible. People are willing to speak on it. People are willing to participate, and people are willing to do it. Like Mark was saying, the porn is weird now. It's all crazy. It's all kind of weird shit. Motherfuckers just doing shit. I happen to... What the hell is this? I happened to stumble across something the other day. Because, Twitter's crazy, right? Because Twitter allows everything. So sometimes you just be minding your own business, and the next thing you know, depending on who it is, Darren, that random porn will come up on your timeline. How does shit get? Random porn will come up on your timeline. And, you know, I saw some shit. I seen a motherfucker rolling down the hill while a young lady was performing fellatio. They've gotten bored. They just doing anything now. That can't be enjoyable. I'm getting dizzy. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting dizzy. I'm not enjoying this. You know, how does that work? Like, it's just motherfuckers just doing anything nowadays. It's just like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, if anything that you like is accessible now, and so I can see why people may go to pornography to enjoy type of shit like that. But man, get you a motherfucker who's with the shit and do it in real life. Fuck the watching the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like a particular type of category, then get your old lady. If you gotta engage in some role play some dress up. Look, hey, you know, I might see my shit. Lady Honcho might have a nun outfit. Y'all know what kind of shit I'm into. That might be where this came from. Y'all, look, I told y'all it was for y'all in the den. It might be for my own freakish desires. You know, take your lady and go do that shit. Have some fun. Make some memories. Fuck. Just the straight up sex porn market said, yeah, motherfuckers are just, they be doing shit like motherfuckers making animal fucking costumes and shit, and they getting freaky. Motherfuckers is dressing up like anime characters and shit. Like, it's all weird. It's all weird. You know what I'm saying? Didn't do anything for the pep. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Say fetish is overstated now. What is, I don't have any fetishes. That's, we all know this. Too much lust, not enough love. Yeah, we talked about that last night. But I don't think there's anything wrong with lust, just as long as it's controlled. But like now, it's out of control. You know what I mean? There's no, it's important because of the market. Yeah, anybody, it used to be, let me tell you what I used to have to do when I was young to access adult material. Fortunately, there was a little Indian guy, and I might be wrong. I don't look, trust me. When it comes to, I guess, Middle Eastern cultures, I'm not insulting anybody. I kind of do them like I label the Hispanics. All Hispanics are Mexican. I love Hispanic people. Some of my favorite people, like my best friends, have been Mexican and all that. But everybody's Mexican. I don't got time to diversify. Okay, y'all know what I mean. Middle East, everybody's Indian. All right. Well, almost got shot. Talk about that shit one time. That was like shortly after 9/11. And my partner, we was at the store. That's another story. Anyway, so Indian guy at the store, like, we would be underage, but he would let us trade out shit. So like, they'd have little videos, behind at the corner store. We'd go in there and buy the shit. I looked older anyway. So we go buy the shit, watch it. If you obtain something from somewhere else, we could trade it out. Like, all kind of off the wall shit. But we had to watch shit on VHS. Please be kind, rewind. Like now, you just pull up your phone, it's right there. Or I remember the days of dial-up, and shit, it was dial-up, and there wasn't no videos. It was in fucking a bunch of pictures. This shit was like a fucking flip book. Click, let this shit load up. Click, let this shit load up. Take fucking 2 minutes to load up and shit. Now, excuse me. Now, I'm accidentally finding porn on Twitter. I don't want that shit. I didn't ask for that right now. It's not what I was seeking. I'm gonna look at it, but I didn't ask for that. And I'm upset by this kind of shit. But again, it is what it is. It's like, it's everywhere now. Anybody with a phone can make porn. I mean, come on, Jack. Do you know what I had to used to do to convince women to engage in my bad behaviors back in the day? I had to set up shop. Now it's just, hey, hold on, girl, hand me my phone. It's on. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. But, it's tough. Thank you, Rabbit. Thank you. I appreciate it, Brother Rabbit. D-Love, what's the motherfucking deal? He was nasty, sneak watch report on Scrabble TV at Grill. That's what I'm saying. Like, shit like that, but now, motherfucker, you like I said, you find the shit on accident. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, man, whatever. You know. It's work, man. It's Grandma Spice Show. Yes. Remember, you know what I used to hate? Who used to do it? Skinamax. Remember Cinemax, but Skinamax. And I used to have the fake porn. Like the super fake porn, like this. Not only is this bad acting, this is fake porn. This is terrible. This is awful. This is bad. Like, I hate it. But anyway, like I say, everything used to be like in California. But now that everybody has access to everything, it's like anybody and their mama can make this shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's going on, man? It's Jova.
Joe, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind?
What's going on, man? I hear these crazy motherfuckers out here, man. Ain't got no sense of mind, man. Man, I'm gonna light something up with you, man. A good confession for you, man.
Already?
All right, man. So, tell me, man, is it possible to have a wife and 3 side chicks?
Woo, that's a full-time job right there. It's possible. It's a lot of work. I wouldn't want to do it again, but well, I ain't never had a wife. But I've had a main thing and had a bunch of side action. And trust me, it's a. Now it just depends though. It depends on if you have your side action properly placed and understanding their role in the system, then that's one thing. But then it's always gonna be one that's gonna want to get out of line and try to raise up in the hierarchy, so it could be a problem. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's just still a lot of bullshit. So yeah, it's possible, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then going back to what you were saying, social media is so easy, to, contact or talk to people or whatnot for sex or whatever. So, I mean, you got your Tinder, you got your Facebook Messenger, you got all of that, and I mean, just women don't understand these days, man. I mean, if you don't give your man what he wants, he'll go find it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's a big part of it. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care if you're the wife. I don't care if you're the third side chick. It's more women than men. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, basically, just a keynote to the women out there or who out there listening. Just listen to your man. Straight facts.
Nah, really. Just listen.
Yep.
All right, well, that's a BET, man. I agree, man. You gotta look. What you won't do, the next one will. And shit, it almost worked the other way too, because niggas done got real weird on some real weird shit these days too. Men ain't the stand-up guys they used to be. There's always been snakes throughout history, but now it's like, would you agree that it's almost like the roles of men and women, even in a sexual way, has reversed? Because it used to be, you from the city, right? From H-Town?
Yeah. I'm from Clark. Yeah.
Okay, so you remember, what they used to call them boppers back in the day. I don't know if niggas are still using that. But it's like the niggas then became boppers, and it's like they doing anything just to get with the hoes. She bopping on some dick, she giving head or whatever, she sucking dick, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like niggas is using that to get the dough. Oh, I'll eat your pussy, I'll eat your ass, I'll do all this. Like, they taking that submissive role. And so, a lot of shit has changed. It didn't used to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, say, hey, now, fellas, if y'all doing that, that's fine. I'm not condemning y'all for doing it. But when you putting yourself out there like that to try to get in the dough, I think that's a real questionable method. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like a motherfucker, like, oh yeah, baby, I eat groceries on the first date. Yeah, I do all
that. yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, man, come on, man, that's going too far.
Yeah, man, shit. I'm from the days where you met your girl at Funplex, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, come on.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Really, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Man. Look, you bringing back memories. I'm glad. That's what I
Astroworld
was
on the
just.
mind bender,
I
man.
was just about to say, man. I miss Astroworld, man, because that's where all the hype. It was all actually all over the city came to the Astroworld, man.
Shit.
Man, that's
Yep.
memories. Yeah, but
Yep.
see, but nowadays they don't do that though. Even if they did
They
have
don't do that no
Astroworld,
more.
they wouldn't ask. They wouldn't try to get no number. They would. Well, what's your Snapchat or what's your this that? They rather get your screen name or some shit than really you right there in person and try to get live and direct with you. Like they don't do that type of shit anymore. The culture has changed when it comes to approaching women or how people like you said. Everything is through the social medias. But I still think the best way is face to face, because then you cut through all the
Yep.
bullshit. I mean, you're
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
But
I tell you, you take any one of these weird niggas to Caro's in the parking lot, they gonna be scared to approach anybody coming out of there.
man,
They don't know nothing about that.
man, parking lot
Know what
pimping,
I'm
I don't even
saying?
think that's a thing no more, man.
Coco Loco, Maxwell's, you remember that?
Yeah.
Max's, yeah, man. International Ballroom.
Oh man.
Man, I'm bringing it back on
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Look, I'm showing my age a little bit, but shit, you ain't lying though, man. Like what I'm saying, like shit. I remember young being trying to run through that shit. Nowadays, like I said, these niggas here don't want to. The grown men don't want to do that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
But game to change. I mean, I ain't mad at them, but the game to change definitely.
Yep. Yeah, man. But, man, I appreciate you, Honcho, for having me, man. Pastor Honcho.
Yes, yeah. All right, brother Joe, man. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, man.
All right, have a good one. Man, look, I'm going down memory lane a little bit, man. Yeah, but that's the deal. Are STDs obsolete? People act like they are because now you got all the shit. But what you don't realize is that with all these medications, that this shit is upgrading. But now you got what's the shit? Because what killed me is 97.9. Well, if y'all ain't from Houston, 97.9 is like the primary, I guess, rap station. I think they got no. I ain't listened to the radio so long. I'm assuming the other one might still be around where they played the Breakfast Club and shit. But I stopped fucking with 97.9 a long time ago. It was an incident with Nate and Trey. I stopped listening I really wasn't listening too much then, but that's like definitely when I stopped fucking with it. But my thing is, it's crazy because they pushing this fucking prep shit, right? Where basically, if you take it before and after unprotected sex and all this, it's supposed to protect you from AIDS. But motherfuckers still catching AIDS from this. Like, why would you even want to take that risk? Like, adjust yourself. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? This is D-Love.
D-Love, brother D-Love, how you doing this evening? What would you like to confess in the house of the den this evening?
Hey, well, I'm gonna start off by saying, I've been looking at the Malaya Davis incident, and it's really sad. And they finally got the stepfather in custody, which I know he was guilty this whole time, but yeah, it's good that he's caught. And I also think the mother is guilty. I mean, I'm not sure how y'all feel about that, but I mean, she kind of got some red flags going on herself.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So I haven't been looking at it lately. Do you have any updates, or have they came out with any?
Like I said, I don't think anything major has changed. Like I said, all I know is besides when they got him, they gave him $1 million bond. I think he tried to ask for a $5,000 bond on some foolishness. And then, like I say, that again, they just said they found blood evidence in the house, but like I say, it's still, as far as I know, no body. And so, like I say, it's gonna be real questionable because that's the thing. You know what they say, it's no face, no case. So I don't think that if they don't come up with it, they may not be able to prosecute him to the fullest extent, because if you don't know exactly where everything is to determine, that's what I'm concerned about. But I agree with you. I feel like the mom is involved, just the way she's reacted to a lot of this shit, the decision making, the way that the timing of this whole thing is just very questionable. I had something that I was, like I said, but I ended up spending, most of the time with the old lady today. I was going to do another video about some things that I want to speak on that I don't think too many people are talking about. So I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow. So I won't dive too much into that tonight. But yeah, it's really questionable. I do believe that she is guilty. I think that I just I feel sad for that child because that whole family didn't really look out for her. Like I know people talking about CPS and everything else, but it should have never been a situation where she was in that situation in the first place. If the family was worth the fuck.
I mean, CPS has always been questionable to me for some reason. I mean, it's plenty of children, but it's very unfortunate. She was only 4, I believe.
Yeah, 4 years old.
Or is only 4. Hopefully, I don't. But I mean, I don't like to think. I don't like to think about the worst, but I don't know. This is reality.
Yeah,
this is reality.
Yeah,
so sorry about that.
The worst has happened. I really do feel that way. So.
I know I know I was having when you was having a good show. I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to like bring this depression.
Yeah, you were. You did it. Yeah, you was. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you was. You was just trying to bring down the mood and just ruin it for now. I'm fucking with you, man. It's all good, man.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and get on to my confession.
All right, what you got?
All right. So this happened in my senior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was we go to school. I arrive to school at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So normally when I go to school, the first place I go is the restroom and stuff because I always get off of a long bus ride. I got to go and handle my business. So this particular day, I was heading to the restroom and I saw this person. Appeared to be a new student because I never seen this person before. And this person was staring at me hard.
Yeah.
All right, and something that was different about this individual is I couldn't necessarily tell. Now this is gonna be weird, but I couldn't necessarily tell if it was a male or a female. Like it was creepy because the person was staring at me pretty hard. Person was wearing some baggy clothes, baggy shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me the impression that she liked females, but had a really feminine face with dreads.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it may seem like I should have been able to tell like what gender this person was, but no, this person was different. Okay, so the person is just staring at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now I started to, I looked at his direction or her or whatever, and just to let her know that I noticed he's staring at me. So the person looked away for like half a second and then looked right back at me. So I just went in the restroom and I did my business and stuff. And I came out, the person was gone. Go to the, we got homeroom. Like every Wednesday, I guess that's what day it was. We got homeroom, so we don't just go straight to our first period. So I was talking to my homie, and I was telling them about this person and stuff like that. And they said they knew who it was or whatnot. And, they said they didn't know who the person was and everything. So, not going on about my day. So, Thursday, like, fast forward to the end of the day, to, like, the very last period of the day. I see this person again, and I'm walking towards the class, and the person she was, like, right next to her class, or his class. And then, as I was walking by, I heard her say a word. She was talking to one of the teachers, and it turned out that, she was a female. She had a very feminine voice. So, yeah. I know it's 2019, and there's apparently 7 billion different genders in our world, but that's what that was. So that's one that I wear because I've seen plenty of females that dress like dudes and vice versa and stuff, and I'm not backing them, but this first was unique, different. I don't want to use the word unique, and creeped out that she was staring me down. Okay.
So
this brings me to a question. Okay. If she was just like a dude, it obviously means she's interested. So why was she staring at me so hard during the morning? I
Man,
figured maybe what?
if she just because she dressed like a dude, man, we've covered the topic of sneak dicking in here a couple of times. Just because she dressed like a dude, and she may, primarily like to chase or pursue other women. But sometimes there are the studs who like to, sneak and get a little dick on the side. You might have been a person of interest, So even if she was maybe identified as a particular whatever she may have identified, who knows? But she could have been a person of interest. Who knows, man?
Yeah, no, I thought about that, Hunter. I thought that maybe that could have been the case, but I also think that maybe I don't know, like because she was saying to me like she was looking at me like up and down as well, so kind of checking out my outfit. I'm thinking maybe she was looking at me to see if I could be potential competition for whatever. I don't know. That's just stuff that's going on in my mind, but it was like the only like the two choices or the two reasons that I could have reasoned.
So she might have been about to jack your ass and take your shit. She just might have been seeing if you had a weapon on you so she could get you. I don't know, man. It could be anything.
I still to this, I'm kind of confused. This person was that like hard, like it wasn't.
Okay.
It was hard, like yeah, that was.
That's tough, man. Well, have you ever run into another person like that and ever had a similar situation?
No, since then, no. I mean, yeah, no, not like that, because that kind of freaked me out. So, what was the secondary topic?
Fuck, I forgot now. What was the secondary topic? Oh, we were talking about relationships and money, and dating someone who makes more money than you, and how does that impact the relationship? So, would you date a woman who made significantly more money than you, or have you ever, interacted with a woman who made significantly more money than you?
I mean, I would. If I'm out like working my regular 9 to 5 job, and she decides that she wants to drive truck, just a thing. I would, but the only issue is I wouldn't be comfortable if I was like unemployed or just like sitting on my ass not doing anything and having homework. And if anything, this might sound this may be like contrary to like popular belief, but I wouldn't necessarily mind having a housewife. No, if we have children, because does she want to take that time and just like spend as much time as she can with the children and stuff like that, and I go out there at work? I mean, I'm fine with living that traditional lifestyle. I know, maybe she could be out, like while I'm at work, she have all the time to do, but I mean, that just go down to finding the right one and trust and whatever. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I wouldn't mind dating someone who's making more money than me, but I mean, it's like I guess it's a balance. I mean,
What if you married a woman and instead of being focused on raising the children, she just sat on the couch all day and ate bonbons and watched daytime talk shows? How would you feel about that?
yeah, I mean, she's in a house, but not that productive about it. I don't know. Like I'm pretty young, so I still got a lot, and I still got a lot of develop in that area to do. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be at home all day, clean the house, please. Well, yeah, that's like I said, that's a good question.
Okay.
Like I feel like either the parents are gonna raise the kids or somebody else raise the kids. Anybody, any outside force or whatnot, but. Yeah, I'm fine with that traditional way of living.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like slowly but surely that's starting to decline, but hopefully, everything works out in your favor when you find the right one.
Slowly but surely. Yeah, no, that's my call, Huncho. I appreciate you for taking my call.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, D Love. Appreciate you sharing that with us this evening.
All right, thank you.
All right. Shout out to brother D Love, man. So, yeah. That's crazy stuff. But yeah, man, we live in a crazy world. Is porn ruining the world? We got to talk about that. We got to have some interesting conversations. 'Cause like I say, lately this week has been, we've been talking about the missing child, and it's just like, that fucking scumbag piece of shit, and it's just like, man, I'm gonna be honest, like it's been a tough week because the shit is like thinking about that shit a lot, and I've just been trying to kind of. I'm not saying I want to step back, but it's just like I'm ready for the facts to come out in that situation. Because it's just like at this point, it's tired of all the speculations. Like he needs to say what he knows. She needs to, but he's not gonna say anything. I don't think he's gonna say shit. He should, but I'm curious because like I feel like she should be implicated in the shit. I mean, all that shit that she said about him. We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll talk about it. Like Eddie Guerrero was the GOAT. Heidi is a Jer-Mexican, right? Heidi's a Jer-Mexican. And so, just trying to, lighten up the conversation a little bit because, like I say, whenever we have those, we have a lot of days of tougher conversations. From time to time, it's good to just be lighthearted, act a fool a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. But what were we talking about? Porn and all the stuff. I got a question for y'all, for everybody who is remaining with us this evening. What is the craziest thing that you've seen, for informative purposes only, on a porn site? Or even if you weren't necessarily on a porn site, because like I said, it pops up from time to time. What's the craziest thing that you've seen on the internet that, just surprised you? Because like I said, it's a lot of wild stuff out there. Some stuff is terrible. Now, we don't want to go too far. We don't want to start going way too far. I think that we all know about 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Well, Heidi, yeah, you like to do that weird Berlin stuff, Yeah, I don't know about Heidi and her Berlin activities. She likes to go to the dungeon. For those who don't know, Heidi likes to go to the dungeon and whip men and do other weird things. So it's very odd. She's not one to be trusted. She does bad stuff to people. But I'm curious. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what you guys think. Like I said, we just gonna go off topic. Well, no, it's not really off topic for the dead. But we gonna talk about some shit, man. Ghetto gaggers. Oh. Man, there's a clip I saw. It wasn't like a porn clip. It was a guy, and he was like, I guess it was the ghetto gaggers person or whatever. And when I say that this motherfucker was like berating the shit out of these women, and I'm like, damn, I can be cold blooded, but it's like these motherfuckers finna do some work for you. And I think only one of them ended up walking off. But that shit it was fucking funny, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was like funny because he was going hard on him, but it was just like, you look at it twice and you're like, damn, he bitch got no self-esteem. Well, I guess if you, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not cool with the look. Don't throw up on me. Do not throw up on me. I don't even want to talk about that. That reminds me of a collegiate situation. It's weird stuff that happens. I think somebody was who was it talking about the motherfucker putting the foot on their head and shit? That I don't get that. Like, what do you get out of that? Do women like that? They like the foot on the head? Golden showers, getting peed on. Interesting. That's tough. I drink a lot of water, so what would it be like? It's not really yellow. I drink a lot of water, so it's usually clear. What would you call that? The silver shower. Let me fucking stop. Yeah, epic toilet dunk. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, foot on the head, like you. I guess you say it with doggy style, and then you have her head down, ass up, and then 'cause I guess that would be technically different. And then you cock the one leg up. You got your plant foot. You gotta have your plant foot, right? And then you pick it up, and then you place the other foot on top of her head. You got to make sure you got good traction. You want to use the ear to prevent friction. You got to mash on that motherfucker. Wow, really? Like, see, this is what I'm saying though, right? I think porn is interesting to learn to do new stuff. If that's just your whole way of getting off is only through porn, it's terrible. But I can't lie, like when I was young, I'd watch the shit, then I'd try that shit. Like I'd be like, man, next chick I'm finna do this shit. Some old off the wall shit, right? And it's fun and entertaining, and you'll be surprised what women will do. But some of this new shit, I'm like, I don't even think my joints work like that anymore. I gotta stretch and shit before I start trying to do some shit like that. Like, and I've seen some things. I'm gonna tell you the craziest shit I've ever seen. Kind of want to try it, but I don't even know how you set some shit like that up. I guess these motherfuckers was like in the ropes and shit, or using ribbons and shit and all that stuff. And this dude basically, I guess had it set, I don't know if she set up, but it was like basically where the chick was basically just like rotating. She had some kind of like little rope, so she would rotate one way, and I guess, once it got tight enough, she would, rotate back the other way. And she was performing oral sex, but just, so it was like but it wasn't like she was all tied up like bondage like that. Yeah, that stuff is kind of weird. I knew a chick who used to be into that shit. I couldn't fuck with that bitch. But anyway, I don't even see how you get off. That's some other shit. But anyway, it was like it was like the not like ropes like hang 'em ropes like Cirque du Soleil shit. You know what I'm saying? Where they motherfucking be spinning, where them strippers be using them ropes and shit, like the kind of more like ribbon battery type shits. You know what I'm saying? But they had it set up on the bed to where, like on the, I think it was between the bed and the wall, however they had it set up. But it was some years back when I seen it. But I'm like, wow, that looks interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it was odd but cool. Like, so some people are very creative. I don't have the blueprint to set that up, but I need to figure that out. I think I may need to try that once before I die. See how that works. How does that feel? How do you do that? But you would think the bra would get dizzy after a bit, so I don't know how that works. But anyway, yes, my next video is going to be how to set up the spinning blowjob tutorial. I think this is a light den. This is a light den tonight. Only one. Like I said, usually we go off the rails sometimes. I think we just kind of cooling tonight. I think, look, Game of Thrones needs to hurry up and end, God damn it, so everybody can get back right. Because I don't know what's going on. Everybody fucking with that Game of Thrones has been fucking up the Sunday Night Confessions. Ever since it came back on, I've noticed this. But yeah, we just cooling. Like I said, we have serious topics. We have lighthearted topics. We try to cover a variety of stuff. It's it's not always, it can be very, I won't say depressing, but it can wear you down. Always be always talk about the worst shit that's happening in the world. Sometimes it's good to have a good fun conversation. I would expect that from a Heidi. Oh, you did a while? Okay. I thought you did like, so is it only one la, or like, I'm gonna say LA? I don't know. I'm la. I don't know. I be fucking up people's names, so look, don't take it. Game of Thrones took effect. I've never watched it, right? Pink. Pink. Man, look, let me tell you something. I'm not the biggest fan of Pink, but I seen her do that little thing in her show, and Pink would get the business for that. Not my type, but Pink would get broke off just for the E for effort. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm cool on that. But here's my thing, and everybody's saying, "Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch." I can't watch it now because everybody was mad, right? Everybody was mad about people spoiling Endgame. But shit, motherfuckers spoil every goddamn episode of Game of Thrones. So if you don't watch it, you know what's happening. Even though like, I don't know who the characters and what they are, I know what's happening. I guess I'm like, man, I don't want to watch it now because if I fucking if I do, then it's gonna get to a point where okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. There's no element of surprise anymore. You know, so fuck it. I'm not gonna watch that shit. Cause I remember, like I said, a couple of years back, I tried to watch that first episode like 3 times. I fell asleep like within the first 10, 15 minutes, just repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? Doug Baldwin retired. Terrible. But Sopranos in 7 minutes. Oh, I need to check that out. And that's what I need. Lala. Okay. Like Lala Anthony? Let me find out. Tastes like Cheerios. That's a bad Dobie Longstockings. But here's my thing, man. You know, again, it's some crazy stuff out there. Golden shower. How do you like? This is what I'm curious about. Like, how do you know that you like disgusting shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Say, I want to watch a movie, you don't give a shit who spoils what. We gonna watch it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Wait till the season over and binge. Okay. Then that's how I'd rather watch the show too. I ain't got time for this suspense shit. But like I'm wondering, like, how does a person find out, say golden showers, how do you know that you like getting peed on? The 2 girls, 1 cup. How do you know that you're into something? Like how does your brain work to even want to try and figure some shit out like that? That's what concerns me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't get it. It's an experimentation, introductory report. You got to be a real open, willing motherfucker. Bro, I'd say she want to pee on me. She got to leave. She got to go. Look, no. It was nice knowing you. It was cool and it was fun, but you got to go. You know, it's just it's a done deal. I'm done. I'm not into the excrement. I'm not into the, you know, this is your body's expelling this stuff because it's no longer wanted. I don't want it on me. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Or maybe you don't lay all your cards out on the table. But yeah, you know, my thing is this, you know, man, let me tell you something. Same situation happened to me, man. Same situation happened to me, Crass and Heartless. A chick, when I was back in my shenanigan days, and there was a chick that I'm telling you, like, we was cool in college, never smashed in college, few years after, end up hooking up, crazy situation happened with that. We ended up hooking up once, you know, and it was cool and it was dandy and all that other good stuff. Very confusing situation then, so I stopped chopping up with her for a little bit. Then we kind of started talking again, but I was up to no good. I was a bad guy at this time. But so when I started talking to her again, you know, like I said, I always considered her the prude, right? And so we just chop it up, yada yada yada, and so I don't know how the conversation got there. We got to getting on to some shit about eating ass and some shit like that. And I'm like, man, fuck that Kevin Gates shit, yada yada yada. And she's like, man, you approve. I'm like, hold on. You the motherfucker that I knew all the way from way back when and wasn't trying to, you know. But now I'm like, man, have I been missing out? Have I been, you know, too uniform now? The chick that wasn't with the shits is now calling me. What happened to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, you know. It is what it is. Yeah, wait, I don't want to waste on me. I ain't waste management. What kind of shit is this? California case with the X-File guy. I don't know. Man, I'm telling you, man, I hardly ever watch TV. Like I say, if I watch something, I like particular cartoons. And I haven't watched them in a long time. Man, I haven't watched South Park probably since Member Berries, maybe before that. I've only caught a few episodes of South Park was one of my favorites. Archer, Always Sunny, Bob's Burgers. I used to like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was actually a pretty good show, and I heard it got canceled off Fox, and I think somebody else picked it up. But I ain't fucking with that because of Terry Crews and his whack ass. That dude's he's a fucking lame. What else? What else was good? Say not doing it don't make you approve. Well, maybe I'm just not as open-minded. I got to be closed-minded in certain areas. But I don't know. I'm not even gonna say. Look, I'm gonna leave some things off the table. I'm gonna leave some things quiet. But you know, I done squared up, man. I'm square now. I used to be on some wild shit. I used to be on some old adventurous shit. I'm square as it gets now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a square, right? Kind of like Josh. I'm gonna be a square like Josh. That's how I live my life. You know, my thing is, I'm like, I just don't be I don't just be wilding out, man. Ain't no reason to no more. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, Josh. There's no reason. That means it's okay to be a square. You know, it's okay to be a square. You have you willingly have a limited range of experience. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually probably a smart thing to do. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? The house of the den.
It's Mr. Kleinstein.
So you took her last name. That sounds about liberal. But go ahead.
Well, you know, we made it official last week. So.
Have you consummated this relationship?
Well, yeah. I mean, we made a bet. Like, if the Rockets lose, I'm in debt to her for the rest of my life. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but.
Well, I'm not even going to go there. We've talked about some crazy things, and it is what it is. But go ahead. What you got there? What you got there, brother Edmund?
Well, I don't really have much of a confession to make, but
This is bullshit.
I have more of a. I mean, I already told my confession like last week or 2 weeks ago.
I don't know.
When I said that a chick asked me to prom and I accepted it.
Oh yeah. You're the pervert that called in the other day. Yeah, I remember you.
So you're calling all celebrities perverts then? Because I mean, you see these chicks ask them out and they accept. I mean.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, don't you hear us talk about Holly Weird in here like all day, every day about how weird celebrities are and the weird shit they're into? So yes, I'm calling celebrities perverts too. So yes, you are a pervert. Possibly another P word, but we're not going to go there. But so how did that prom date go?
It was not a date. I exclude you from using that word in this scenario. Okay.
Okay.
But. You know, it was a kind gesture of me. I think she enjoyed the experience. You know, going to prom, having a date, not being alone. What the hell is wrong with you?
But I'm just saying, you just said it wasn't a date, but then you just said you had a date, right? So
no,
kind of
it was. It's just keeping a company with someone. Like a date is like when you're having a mutual attraction, I don't have a mutual attraction to this person. Like, but point is that I think she had a good time, and and I think that hopefully I made her day. I made her experience better. Having a good time. And of course, she went home, took her back home, and that was that. Pretty much it.
Did you use protection, Edmund?
No, because I wasn't even in the mood. Like, I'm not gonna do it with someone that I have no attraction to.
And so, why were you not attracted?
Because I wasn't, like, I'm not. I like girls my age, but
No, you don't.
I'm not gonna date. That's bull. Like, the lowest I would go is probably like 2 or 3 years below my age, but.
And your
not
age
high school
currently
level
what is your age currently?
No, I'm just saying that
High
I
school
didn't
level.
find her attractive. No.
So why did you not find her attractive? What about this young lady did not push the attraction button?
She was kind of chubby. And I'm not
Oh,
really.
we're body shaming, are we? Interesting.
No.
Okay, I see what this is all about. And now the truth comes out. Come on, tell us more, Ed man.
I told you I was doing this for a favor, not because I wanted to.
Oh, so now this was a pity prom date.
Yes.
You're a terrible person, Ed man. You are a
How?
terrible person.
I think I'm a saint for doing such a favor to someone that had no date.
Wow. And so you're saying because this young lady was a little bit chubby, that no one would date her, and so you're the king of the world now because you swooped in like a capeless superhero and took this young lady out on a date and probably embarrassed her in front of all her friends and then sent her home empty-handed. And now you should deserve some type of praise?
Pastor Honcho, I think you're being very offensive for someone that's supposed to be, understanding.
Well, I don't understand this shit. I'm offended for this young lady that you would speak on her in such a manner. You need to have this young lady call the den so we can hear her side of the story. I need to go from Pastor Honcho to taking this shit off, becoming Judge Honcho, and we need to decide. What is truly going on in this situation, because I feel like you've offended this young lady. The prom experience is supposed to be a special experience, and you rejected her advances because she was a little bit chubby.
But what am I going to say to someone that asks me, like, if you're that desperate to get a prom date, am I just going to leave her, just to go on her own? And
So my thing is, one, how do you know this person for this person to ask you to go to the prom? At what point do your paths intersect for you to have this conversation and become invited to prom? Was this on Tinder?
No. One of my friends, he has a sister, and he was telling me how, her sister couldn't find a date not a date, but someone to take her to prom with. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of sad. Like, I feel bad for your sister. And he's like, yeah, like, maybe you could do me this favor and maybe, think about asking her. And I'm like, no, initially I rejected it. But when she came up to me, and I wouldn't say she was begging, but she definitely seemed desperate.
Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby. Well, go ahead, yes.
It made me think about Heidi's situation and how, she was rejected in her, teenage years. And so I reflected and I said, you know what, I'll do you the favor. I'll take you to prom. And so that's how
So, did you not continue to engage in this young lady's advances because you were afraid your friend would beat your ass if you did?
No,
Is
because
that the real truth?
I did not want anything to do with this chick. I just wanted to be a good person and take her to, to prom. Like, at least make her feel like she's, not alone.
But then you left her alone.
Well, no, I was with her. I mean, I might have left, a couple minutes, but I wasn't just gonna leave her, just be. So.
I don't know, Ed, man. I'm going to be honest. You said some things, you shared some stories in the den for quite some time, and I've always questioned your motives and wondered about some of your peculiar behaviors, but I think this is the lowest of the low. I think this is about as bottom of the barrel as you've ever gone. That you used this young lady, you toyed with her emotions, and then you rejected her advances only to leave her empty-handed on a doorstep. I thought you were a better man than that, Ed, man. I really did.
So what am I gonna say? Like, fuck no. Like, just go by yourself and,
Well.
Like, I'm not that type of person.
So, how long were you at this event?
I would say maybe like 3-4 hours.
3 or 4 hours. Okay. And so, you honestly feel like you did this young lady a favor? Did you dance with the young lady?
Yes, I mean, there was a part where we had like a slow dance, so, we went together, we had a slow dance. There was nothing happening, nothing occurred. And so at the end of the day, I felt like, I made someone's day, like J.J. Watt does every time.
So now...
always makes people...
Now, you're J.J. Watt, is that what you're saying?
No, but I aspire to be like J.J. Watt,
Yeah,
aspire to be a role model for the Houston community.
I'm gonna be honest, that bum knee, you're not cutting it. It's not looking good for you. I'll be honest, Ed, man, you ruined some girl's life. You may have thought you did a good thing, but you've ruined her life. She will be scarred forever. She's like, I couldn't even get Ed Man to commit to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. See that you should really be ashamed of yourself. You went real low this time. I mean, the bar was already low. I mean, you just broke the limbo record. I mean, you just waltzed under that motherfucker. I can't believe it. I cannot.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, at least she might turn transgender. So there might be that.
So if she became transgender, you would become more interested. Is that what you're saying? Is there something else you would like to tell us, Ed, man? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's really going on here right now. I don't know where this call is going. I thought it started out one way, and now it's transitioning into something else. I'm trying to find out what's happening here.
There's nothing happening. You're just insinuating things that are not happening, okay?
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
that's what you told that young lady.
Focus on this.
That's what you told that young lady, right? That's what it sounds like.
No. Anyways, we should transition into this James Charles situation.
No, so you're talking about transgender prom dates transitioning in a possible tranny in James Charles. I think something's going on, Ed, man. I mean, what's really up? Is there something you want to tell us, man?
Man, you're worse than CNN.
What? I can't believe these things.
All right, I'm just gonna end the call because I don't want to deal with this shenanigans.
I mean, but you just left us on a cliffhanger, and now everybody's going to be questioning your interest with James Charles. And I mean, do you want to just want to leave that out there in the air like that?
I just want to say that James Charles has been a pervert pursuing straight men, and I think we should all unsubscribe to him right now. And just cancel James Charles right now.
Whoa. So you would have to have subscribed to James Charles to unsubscribe from him. So one, do you have something you want to tell us, Ed, man? Why are you subscribed to James Charles?
I'm not. I'm telling people that view him as an idol, to unsubscribe to him right now. Especially Josh. I know you're subscribed to him, so.
And man, this is the confession den. This is where you should feel comfortable, sharing.
I'm not
whatever,
saying that, okay?
Whatever it is that you need to say. And
there's no coming out the closet. Like, that's not me.
oh, okay. Well, I mean, you just kind of stuck your foot out the closet. Eventually, the rest of you'll get out of there. So we'll figure it out. And you probably had some James Charles toenail polish on. But hey, Jack, it is what it is. Each his own. And I'm not mad at you. But yes, don't get catfished by.
Just to clarify, Josh, I can't get a date. That's not the hard part. The hard part is just securing the bag, So, anyways, fuck Clint Capella, and I'm out.
All right, appreciate your call. Yeah, we kind of ended the den last night on that conversation. We got about 10 more minutes here before we get ready to wrap it up. I'm going to save this topic. Because we were talking about sexual orientation and certain behaviors that are associated with certain things last night. And so, thank you, Brother Carr. I appreciate it. But we were talking about some things last night and those kinds of behaviors that certain sexual orientations or however certain people identify, and the culture of those specific orientations. And there's certain ones that are well known for trying to be deceptive, catfish, falsify certain things. And you wonder why are these particular orientations so adamant about trying to bring more people into the fold, And so I think that there's a lot to talk about. Miss Lady Licious, I see Miss Lady Licious slide through there. What's the motherfucking deal? Man, Miss Lady, matter of fact, too, I saw on the Xbox that you fuck with that. What's that Monster Hunter? I ended up downloading. So let me know when you're on. I don't know if it's competitive, but I'll beat you at it, whatever it is. So I'll beat you because that's what I do. I win. Win. So again, we're going to talk about that. Yes, can I get an A? I have not asked for it. Can I get an A den? I have not gotten an A den all this evening, and I have not asked. I didn't do the same preacher, pastor, father, rabbi, reverend, deacon, brother Honcho role that I did last time. I think I was more active, and I wasn't as active today. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, brother Crash and Heartless. But it's certain behaviors associated with certain groups that are prevalent in those particular communities. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't think we have time to really get all the way into it tonight, but we will, get further into it. All right, D-Love, appreciate you coming through. But I do want to say shout out to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And hopefully that you are doing the best to raise your children to be quality citizens in this society. Quality contributors to society. Because we have so many people who want to want to put a negative impact on things and justify their reasoning. I think we need more good role models. I'm not a role model, but hey, it is what it is. But let me see what we were saying. A couple more things that I wanted to address before we get ready to wrap it up. But yeah, we'll talk about that more so during the week, because I think we need to dedicate a particular topic to that. We're going to talk more about the Malia Davis situation. Rashida, what's the motherfucking deal? You raising pimps? All right. Don Magic Wand. We just need better. But I want to say shout out to I know we've had a lot of newer dengenerates, a lot of newer denizens, a lot of newer den folk come and join the fold, and I hope that you guys stay. And like I say, sometimes we get ratchet, sometimes we're righteous. Shout out to 1676. Like you said, the Den is a marriage of the ratchet and the righteous. Never trust anybody with two first names, do we? That's my thing. And so I found out this story about this James Charles character. And the world is super funny, man. Men in makeup, that's something that has to be talked about. Again, I was asking last night, why do women get makeup advice from men? Why do women get fashion advice from men? Like, they don't have your best interest. And then that's why now, again, to each their own. Y'all can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Me personally, I like a woman to be as natural as she can be. Because that allows me to see the more feminine features. Now, some women got some tough features. It is what it is. But you have women now who take advice and makeup tips from these men who put on all this makeup and bullshit to try to look like women, but they don't. They look like trannies. And then you have women now starting to emulate them and look like trannies. And it's just like, now you just kind of sit back and you question everything. And it's just like, I do better by saying, hey, I like a woman to be as natural as she can be. So I know that she's a woman. Look, motherfucker got too much surgery, too much covering up, too much artificial something. I'm gonna say, hey, I pass. I'm not even gonna take the risk because, man, where my boy J Mel been, man? War paint. There's no reason for a man to wear makeup. Here's my deal, right? I'm not telling you don't take care of your skin, wash your face, do all that other stuff, whatever the shit is. Do that. There's nothing wrong with that, man. But don't go out there wearing makeup. I know these TV people, they wear makeup because of the lights and the shininess and all that other shit, and they be putting powder on their face. They be all in the makeup room. I agree. Just laughed so hard and it felt sad. You should feel sad. We should all feel sad that this is the society. That's why niggas ain't fucking. They too worried about doing makeup tips and shit. You know what they're doing in China? They're starting alpha men groups. And I think there needs to, well, I don't know, let me be careful. Because these days everything can get confused. But there needs to be more groups for men to hold other men accountable to being men. To being stand up. To being, I'm not saying everybody's not an alpha. I think it's more of a natural thing. I think you can find confidence in yourself, but certain things are just natural, And I think the term alpha and beta gets thrown around too much these days, but it is, it helps identify, I guess, what you're trying to convey a little bit easier when you're describing certain people. But we need to have male confidence clubs or some MCCs. We got male gentlemen's clubs, and if you're into that kind of thing, nothing wrong with that. But in China, what they do, they make them little niggas, they get them little niggas young instead of having them watching and doing all that bullshit. They out there running in the park. Some of them motherfuckers look a little dysfunctional, but they out there, sweating it out, working out, exercising, like doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, crash start. That's exactly where it starts. But shit, nowadays you got motherfuckers who are fathers. They getting pumped by the old lady, and they like, I see some fathers just doing shit that men wouldn't do back in the day. Like, as the father of your household, like, 'cause again, a good father's a good father, but you can tell that they have a small imprint on their household. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I commend you for being there. I shouldn't commend you for being there. You're supposed to be there. It's like, there shouldn't be no bonus for that. But my bad for y'all's ears. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing this evening, Miss Rashida? What's on your mind?
I just want to talk about James Charles right quick and let people know who he is. I've seen a few people asking who he is. He's a 19-year-old makeup artist. He came on the scene about 2 years ago, and he made a makeup palette with I think his company was Morphe or something like that. That was very popular. So yeah, that's the name of the company, something like that. And it sold a lot of units and everything. So he done secured that bag. He's pretty well off now. He lives in a mansion and everything. So yeah, he did pretty good to only be 19.
Is that a sign of where society is headed, that the superficial gets more attention than the official?
Well, he has a lot of kids following him because he's really like a teenager. He don't have a lot of good sense, in my opinion. Because they say he chases after straight men, and he uses his money to try to lure straight men into being with him.
So, why do you think that he would do something like that? Why wouldn't he want to go after other gay? I mean, if gay is and it's gay pride and it's all this, then why try to hop lanes and try to lure straight men into the gay world?
It's a challenge because he's been doing that for a minute, and they said even in high school he pretended like he was a girl to get pictures of male private areas. So yeah,
Maybe. Oh, you know
something
what?
wrong with him.
So maybe James Charles is who Darian Vince was sending his picture to. That's why the mom got mad. They had the big fight. Now let me stop making light of the situation. I'm just I got to crack a little joke here and there, but
Yeah, but he wears a face full of makeup. He doesn't like wear women's clothes, but he wears a lot of makeup pretty much. So
yeah, okay. So my thing is this, right? My thing is this.
mhm.
I think it's all to shit because, like you said, he has a lot of young fans, and I think that you, especially with like we talk about how there's a lot of households that are lacking those father figures to help set traditional male roles, and so you got a lot of young dudes who may watch or cater to what their mom likes, or what they may have sisters or whatever else is going on. If they don't have a masculine role model. And so they gravitate to this stuff because they want the attention from their mother and whatever else. They want to be loved and appreciated. So they see, watching these makeup shows, oh, that's a boy doing makeup, or I think it's a boy, or whatever it is.
Right.
And then they start thinking it's acceptable, and then you start kind of pursuing this trend. Because I was talking about that Asian thing, and they were talking about a guy, and he's like, well, I just, I started out just wearing makeup, to cover my acne, and then now he's full-fledged. He's like, I guess he would be the Asian James Charles. He's got like a big following. So, I think it's a slippery slope, but it's very confusing. Do you think this is bad, or do you think it's okay? Do you take makeup tips from gay men?
I think this shit is unacceptable, and I feel like his parents need their ass whooped because he has a 16-year-old brother, right? The first time I saw his brother was into football and everything.
Yeah.
Now I see his brother in his videos with makeup on,
Wow.
and he done dyed his hair blonde and everything. See, that's the problem when people get money. You know what I'm saying? He using his damn money to try to push that damn gay agenda. And I don't feel like, his brother at that age, he don't know things because his brother pay him to do things like, let me put a little makeup on you for this amount of money, or let me do this for this amount of money.
Yeah. It's a celebrate. Then you see all the attention and support that people are giving them. They make it, they normalize it. They make it think, well, if you got millions of followers, it must be okay because millions of people say it's okay. Because especially kids and people nowadays, they use numbers to validate themselves.
Exactly.
And I got to so many people say it's okay, so it must be good. So yeah.
He's trying to turn the world. He's trying to turn the world gay one man at a time.
So all right, Sister Sheeta, have you ever gone to a gay man for makeup tips?
No. I don't even really wear that much makeup, so I ain't never been into all that. I wear a little bit, but I mean, I don't really care if it's a man or a woman giving makeup tips, as long as you know what you're doing. Cause there's some men out there that get down on makeup, but I don't say, so.
Okay.
But I actually, okay, let me be honest, I prefer to watch women do their makeup.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to be, politically correct.
Yeah. Fuck all that politically correct. PC does not. PC has no power here in the den. But so my thing is, but with this that's happening, do you think people are really truly? Because I heard somebody say he's lost like 2 million subscribers. But do you think that's really going to have an impact on him, or do you think it's going to be other people who are going to double down and continue to support him?
I think he's gonna get probably the younger fans supporting him. Probably the older people leaving him because they care about things like that. But the younger people probably gonna forgive him and forget and move on. I think in the long run, it's gonna have an impact.
Yeah.
I mean, DeMarcus, I'm not a fan of RuPaul or anything, but he okay. I mean, I have nothing against him.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I say, all this stuff, like what do they call it? What do they call that shit when they be adding facial features that really don't exist, and they be putting on the makeup, making it look like they got,
What I am against is putting on another face on top of your face.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That type of shit, like
you should still resemble yourself. When you take your makeup off, you shouldn't see another person.
Man, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why
they go from creature to feature. You know what I'm saying?
The joke used to be that joke used to be how you got to take a woman swimming on the first date so you can see what she's really about. But now they got this super makeup, kind of like super aids, that you can't defeat it. You can go in the water, it's all good. It ain't going nowhere. You can't look, man. It's fellas, it's tough out here. It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all got some tricks up y'all sleeve too now.
What? Okay. What tricks do men have? School me. What tricks men got?
Listen, I done seen some of these men with lace front fades on and shit, and what you call them fake dreads and everything, and then they got the underwear that come with the ready-made print in it, and
But where they got this game from? Women been doing this for decades. I ain't even mad at them. And this is what they say, that everything there's an equal and opposite reaction. Women been doing this. Remember back in the day, what is it? The Brazilian butt draws that the women used to have to call in the 1-800 commercial for, get the fake ass and all that. Women got the whole body kit. Women can put the whole face on. They can put the push-up bra on. They can throw the wig on. They can throw the Brazilian butt draws on. You know what I'm saying? They I don't know what they can do to feet. Sometimes them feet might just be the only other thing that they put on them Dr. Scholl's corn covers or something. I don't know. But they put the high heels on, look like they got the calves or shit. They go get the ass and shit. They say fuck the draws now. They putting it straight in the ass with the caulk and the fucking silicone and shit. So I'm not mad, fellas. They niggas say they tired of being duped, and if it's okay for y'all, shit, they gonna dupe too. I ain't gonna participate in the shenanigans, but hey, man, I ain't mad at them. Hey, play on.
What about the beards too? Now I seen the fake beards.
Word. I need me one of them. I can't grow no more. My fucking facial hair game is weak. I'm finna give me one. I'm gonna give me one for Vegas.
So they got you covered. Anything you need, they got you covered nowadays. You can get anything.
Look, like for y'all who gonna pull up to the Den meet and greet in Vegas in November, look, I'm gonna have that fake beard. They're gonna be like, nigga, I just saw you on the stream last night. You ain't even had no face. I'm like, man, don't even worry about it, player. The bro game for beards, player. I got this shit.
Hey, that's what you want to do, hey.
Man, I'm just saying, shit, why not? Everybody else doing this shit. Well, I can't play the role, goddamn it. Nah, I can't do nothing. I ain't with none of that fugazi ass shit. So I can't do it. Oh, that scene right. Exactly. It's a bunch of I'm gonna get you sucker scenes out here. Motherfucker that came all the way out the shit, hopping to the bed, motherfucker missing a leg, and arm and shit, bald headed. And look, here's my thing though, and look, I know it ain't everybody back, but there's some chicks out there. It's a couple. You gotta have the right type of head for it. But there's some chicks who can rock a fade, and they make it look good. But like I say, I'm just all natural, but it ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it's not. Being natural is not for everybody. And neither I don't real low haircut.
Yeah. But yeah, that I ain't know about the print draws. Let me give me some of them too. Let me get some of them. I'm gonna be out there stunting. So when I go out and play basketball, I'm gonna go to the 24-hour fitness. Give me some of them print draws.
Look, man, don't do too much fake shit. You take everything off, sitting in the pan like, damn, where he go?
I'm gonna fake it till I make it. You know what I'm saying? Look. That's all. That's the game nowadays. Goddamn shit. But yeah, that's my thing is like when a person does all this fake shit, eventually you get exposed, right? And how do you justify the exposure? Like you got to feel some kind of way once you realize, or that person realizes, hey, all that shit went to you. But then they get mad at you because you presented a fake, or they presented a fake image to you, and you like, man, you ain't nothing that you was. Well, you can't take me as I am. Well, you lied to me. This foundation is built on lies. I cannot continue this relationship. You look, be 100 with me from the jump, man. It is what it is, though. But I don't think it's that big a deal, man. Come as you are, be who you are. I think confidence is more important than all the fakery and the fuckery, But people don't see it like that. People like that artificial shit. They like that superficial shit, and to me, I try to stay as far away from that shit as I can, man. I just
Exactly. It's okay to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but not everything on you should be fake.
Yeah. If you look like a whole different individual, when it's time to get down with the get down, I'm putting my shit back on and leaving. And I'm like, this ain't who I came here with. I got to go. I'm looking for the person I came with. This is something else. But how would you respond if a gentleman ever hit you with the fake draws? How should a lady respond to something like if she's expecting something else? Is she being petty if she was deceived and she was expecting something else and he came up a little bit short? Is that how should a woman respond to something like that?
I mean, how short are we talking now?
I don't know how that goes. I thought the other day we was in here. The other day,
that's okay,
but the other day we was in here talking about it. I thought it wasn't the size of the boat; it's the motion in the ocean. I think we had like a 50-50.
No, I wasn't on that boat. I was on the speedboat. I wasn't doing that shit right there. That wasn't me. That was some other one.
Wrong boat. Goddamn. Okay. So you gotta bring the tools for the job. That's the case.
Right. Exactly. What's the point of working if you ain't got no tools?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Well, fellas, y'all heard it. Look, hey, if you ain't got the tools, don't try to go to work. They gonna send you back home. What? Bill, I don't believe that, Bill. I thought you was a genuine lady. You gonna walk out the door? I can't believe. I thought the den ladies were of a different ilk. I can't believe the things I'm hearing from y'all. I thought y'all were just.
Bill, you right. You'll tear that door down, running. Don't look back either.
I can't believe what I'm hearing and what I'm reading. I'm just.
Yes, you can.
I'm shocked and appalled. Yeah, I come to expect this shit to deal. You can't come to deal with no expectations. They will be
And when you get to your car, block and delete. Block and delete. It's your best friend.
That's fucked up. See, that's what I'm saying. I can't believe y'all. Again, y'all have led me to believe something else, and it's not what I thought it was. Some things you just can't fake. But what if he got the magic moves y'all ain't never had? He might, he might be able to do some things that you ain't never even expected, and you're not gonna give that man a shot. I think that's fucked up, man.
Ain't no free samples out here. You then come to work with the tools, so you got to go.
Ain't no free samples.
5 minutes hours to go.
Man,
5 minutes hours to go.
Speak to side looks. Free samples and sandwiches. I went to the store today. Had to go grab a couple of things. They gave me a free little sample of a grilled cheese sandwich. That bitch was good. That smoked Gouda. Why? And I want to thank all the moms out there who feel like they still got it. Because some of y'all still got it. Because I ain't going to lie. I was at the grocery store and there was a lot of shorts on Mother's Day. My eyes was just, I was grabbing a couple of things, but my eyes was all over the place. And I love Mother's Day. It's the greatest day of the year. But that's all I got. Professor Trio, what's the motherfucking deal, babe? Was there anything else you'd like to add to the discussion, Miss Rashid? Sister Sheeta.
Hey, Professor Tria, how you doing?
Not trying to have no bad.
You had asked some questions earlier. I wanted to answer those before I hop over here.
Okay. What you got?
I think you asked about the broke man or something like that.
Why he gotta be broke? I just said if a woman makes more money, than the man, or have you ever had to deal with somebody who made more money than you, and how did they handle it?
No, I wouldn't be interested.
What? Why not? What if he was a hard-working man with a steady job? He just didn't make a lot of money.
Then you can find that woman that's interested in that.
That's tough. That's super tough. So, fellas, if you work hard but don't make a lot of money, and you wear deceptive drawers, you out of luck. Don't go hollering at Miss Rashida because you're not gonna make the cut. She gonna hop on a speedboat and be out of there, man.
I didn't say you had to make a lot of money. The question was, would I be interested in a man that made?
See, look, y'all coming in here after the thrones or whatever's over. Look at all y'all coming. Why all the regular niggas coming in late tonight? What's going on, Brooks, Trill? What y'all been doing?
Game of Thrones,
That television pornography. But so if a man didn't make, you just wouldn't be interested.
Exactly.
Okay.
How he gonna be the head of the house? I'm the head of the house. I'm making the money.
But what if he takes care of all the basic necessities? He just doesn't make a lot of money for extras.
The question was who make the most money.
But what if he still cover all the bills and let you keep your money?
Well, we could work some now,
So that's all I'm saying. So it's not about necessarily the role, it's just about the money itself. So if he makes enough money to cover all the bills, he's not asking you for anything, but he just don't make a lot of money for extras, then why is it, so that's not acceptable? I mean, if he takes care of all the basic needs, everything that needs to be done.
I mean, I could go for something like that. Because he'll be doing what he's supposed to do as a man in the house.
Okay. Interesting. All right. That's what I'm saying, because I'm just saying, like I say, because I don't want it to seem like it's broke, because let's say you make, $50K a year, right? And then somebody make, $70K. You know what I mean? So he could take care of pretty much what needs to be taken care of, well, depending on where you live in and shit, someplace that ain't gonna be a shit. But, you making decent money, and you can take care of your bills, you can take care of your needs with that, around the house and everything. And you get to keep, you really ain't tapping into your 70K, but he's taking care of everything else. So, is that a bad thing? I mean, he makes decent money. He can fend for the household for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like you kind of changing the scenario.
No, it's not. It's not about him being. It's not about him being broke. See, y'all made the man broke. Cause y'all always want to make niggas broke. It's about the man not making as much money. So it's like I say, the man got a job. He ain't working in Mickey D's. He got a job, and he can take care of the necessities. It's just that you may make more than him. How does that establish? How does that, figure into the relationship? Does that change the way that you look at it? If he's able to handle, so what I'm asking, if he can handle all his responsibilities, even though he may not make, as much money, do you still consider him the man of the house even though you make more money? Or does that make you still feel like you have some level of empowerment over him because you make more money even though he can still handle everything?
Well, if he paying all the bills, then I couldn't just say, "Oh, I'm the head of the household." I couldn't just say it like that, because he handling responsibility. But in general, I don't think most women want a man that's not making at least equal to them or more.
Okay. Okay.
And as a man, you should want to make more than her.
But I mean, what if you're in a different situation? I mean, what if some women are college educated, they grind and they work in an executive position, or they may say
Well, get a special
video hoe, video hoes don't make no money. Maybe she got a premium Snapchat. Or she making money in some kind of alternative way to where she makes an excessive amount of money, and you just working hard for yours. You may have had to come up a different way. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I was watching that thing, that Rebecca Lynn Pope deal, and she was talking about that, and I found that very interesting because it's true. Most women want a man that's equal to them or greater, but especially in the black community and the situations, the way things are, the women who do very well for themselves are kind of almost out of luck because they want to aim higher, but the men that they're aiming for basically have their say so for damn near any woman they want. And they finna go for probably a woman who may not be making as much, who may not be equally educated, may not be any of that stuff, but she's willing to assume that womanly role. Generally, women who've done very well for themselves, that are more empowered or whatever, they don't necessarily want to assume the role that makes the man feel better about his ego, the more submissive role. They want to use what got them where they are, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the likelihood of them finding what they want is going to be slim to none. You know what I mean?
And I find that interesting, that money brings opportunities for men, but not necessarily those same opportunities for women.
Yeah, I mean it's
Because
an odd thing.
when you see a rich man, he probably can get just about, I don't want to say every woman, but a lot of women to date him.
Yeah.
But a rich woman, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's levels to it. Let's take a couple of factors into what people want. They want an attractive mate. They want a mate that can is financially stable. I'm sure there's other factors, but those are the two primary things, right? So what you have, and that's what women got to realize, and it's unfortunate, but this is true, especially women who devote so much effort into their looks. When you're just all about your looks, you become a depreciating asset. So you're going to only look good up to a certain age. And to a man who has money, especially if he ain't locked you down or anything like that, then, a lot of these women who chase money, they become throwaways. If you just out for the money, he just willing to spend money on you because whatever. You're probably not the only one, first. And then two, when you no longer hold that value, that visual value, so he's going to throw you out the window. With women, I think they want something different, but the thing about women is like, say you have money, it's your money and then your level of attraction. So I think for women to get that upgrade, they have to be a certain type of attractive and have a certain level of money, and then those guys may consider it. But again, then it comes down to personality and other stuff. But for men, you can have a bunch of money, you look good, then basically the world is yours. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how it works.
I don't think money attracts men, but the same way that money attracts women.
No, it doesn't. And so that's what I say.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly. That's unfortunate. I should have worn that's unfortunate shirt. But yeah, it is, man. And do you think that will that ever change, or do you think this is kind of the way things are going to be?
I think that's the way things gonna be. It's hard for people to change the way they are.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Interesting. Well,
It was something else I wanted to say before wrap it up, it was one of the callers said something about that what your woman don't do, the next woman will.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
like, yeah.
yes.
Um, I just think that cheaters are selfish.
Mm.
I think that you, if you was doing what you had to do at home, you wouldn't really have to worry about not getting it from your woman.
Okay. But what if it's not
Maybe
getting
if
it? What if it's a
you,
specific
maybe
thing
she
you want her
probably
to
the
do?
one. She's probably the one paying all the bills, and you going out getting other women to to fix your insecurities about not feeling as much of a man as you should be.
I don't know. I think you changed the scenario up a little bit. I think you altered the scenario. So let's say
I did.
let's say we got an equal scenario. The man ain't cheating yet. He's taking care of
Mhm.
his home, and he's the man of the house, right? And he's
Mhm.
taking care of all of her needs. If you got a family, really shouldn't be doing too much of nothing else. But just say it's just you and your old lady,
Mhm.
and he's covering everything she wants. She wants that whoever bag, purse. You want this, that, and the third. He
Mhm.
covering everything she wants to. But he says, hey, baby, it's this little thing that you do, or this little thing I seen, or I've had before that I would like you to try, I'd like you to do, and she's just like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. And it's something that he really likes. Should be if he's catering to everything she wants, should she be more open to catering to what he wants, or is he wrong if she doesn't do the things I like, or if he does take care of all her needs and she doesn't fulfill him sexually? Is he wrong for going and looking elsewhere?
The needs that you're talking about are his obligations. Those are what you're supposed to
He
do.
ain't obligated to buy the bag. He ain't. I don't know what y'all. What's the
He's
fancy bag,
obligated
y'all?
to take care of
The,
the house.
but okay, but say
That's
he's doing
it.
that. But I'm saying, but what if he's taking care of that and beyond, all her needs and wants? Because what we're talking about is something he wants. He wants her to do something.
That
Let's
was
say
a
it's sexual.
want. That purse was a want. That's not a need. She didn't need that purse.
Okay, but what if he takes
You
care of her
can't.
wants and needs, though? What if he takes care of all of that? Should
What
she
I'm
take care of all of
saying,
his
you
wants and needs?
can't. So is he buying her or what?
But what I'm saying,
I mean, I don't
if
think
he's,
it's for sale.
if
One
she's,
one don't equal the other because you do X
okay,
right
but what if
over
he's
here.
committed to
I have
her?
to do X, Y, Z over here. That doesn't fly.
Okay, but if he is committed to her and she says so, he in passing she says, "Oh, I really like this purse." Say she's looking at a magazine on the internet. He's like, "Well, baby, go ahead, go get that purse. I got you." He's taking care of her wants and her needs. Not saying he's buying her, but he does all the little things.
Hmm.
He's that nigga that y'all love from the Tyler Perry movies, the nigga who the mechanic or whatever.
Hmm.
Because in every Tyler Perry movie, he's like the fucking mechanic that comes save the day. But anyway, he the mechanic and he
Hmm.
got the hoe ass nigga money, because it's the hoe ass nigga with the money that always treat the woman bad. That she end up fucking with the gardener or the mechanic or the garbage man. All the movies the same. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, if he's doing all the things she wants, doing all the things she needs, and he makes a request, but she doesn't want to fulfill that, is he wrong if he goes elsewhere? And let's not say one request. Let's say if it's multiple things, or she's just not fulfilling him in a way that he's satisfied. And not saying he's going over the top with it. Let's not throw any too many other extra caveats, because I know I'm throwing some caveats on my end. But let's just say he's doing his duty as a man, taking care of all her wants and needs. Should she take care of all his wants? Because the needs are already taken, but should she take care of all his wants?
I don't think a woman should do anything she don't feel comfortable doing. Period.
Okay. So
And
is he
if he
wrong if he
can't
goes outside of
understand,
that?
if he can't understand that, then he needs to ride. Period.
Okay. So
Because what enjoyment is he going to get out of her doing something she doesn't want to do?
okay. So if that's the case, he should
The
leave.
goal of being pleasured is hopefully you want the other person to enjoy the act as well.
Okay.
That's where that selfishness comes in, like I said.
Okay. So, but my
The
thing is,
the need stuff should be on the same level. You can't get her a purse and then ask her for a car. It don't work like that.
but what if he just asking for something sexual? What if if it's like, hey, there's a certain thing I like that you don't do, or you only do on occasion, I'd like more of, or something like. What if it's just purely something that she can do? She ain't got to spend no money. She ain't got to do nothing extra. It's just something that she does. Is he wrong if she's not willing to do something that pleasures him? Maybe.
Anytime you go outside of your vows and your relationship, you are wrong. You're a cheater, and you are selfish. Period.
So
It's not okay.
So if he does everything she wants and he just sits there being unsatisfied,
What did your vows say?
that's
It
tough.
didn't say.
So
it
what
didn't say when she don't do something you want, you go get it from another woman. That wasn't in there, was it?
So what if he just stops doing all the stuff that she wants? He only just from that point only takes care of the needs. Is that okay?
Well, she got her own money. She can go get the other wants herself. She don't have to.
When she got her own, but she a housewife. In this scenario, she's just a housewife. She ain't even got to work. She's just a
Oh,
housewife.
now she a housewife. First
She was
making it.
No, that was a different scenario. That was the money scenario.
No,
That was the money scenario. This is this two different scenarios.
Every time I say something, you change the
No,
scenario.
that was.
Want the outcome to be.
Look, hey, don't be giving out my secrets. But look, no, but the one scenario was the money scenario. This scenario is scenario. This is the man of the house scenario. Yeah, this is the getting it right scenario. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is if he's taking care of everything she needs, she don't have to work for nothing. She don't have to want for nothing. She basically gets to sit on the couch and eat bonbons like Peggy Bundy all day. Should she be willing to do the things that her man wants? If she ain't got to work, she don't want for nothing, she get everything she wants. Should she be obligated to please her man in the manners that he wishes? Outside of bringing in another woman or anything like that. But anything that she can handle, she's capable of. Should she be obligated to do it if he's taking care of everything she wants and needs?
I'm not obligated, but if she wants to do it, then she can do it. If she don't want to do it, she don't have to do it.
Okay.
I don't think him doing what he has to do as man of the house makes her obligated to anything.
Okay. And then so if he continues to provide for the needs, so he still takes care of the house, but he doesn't spend any extra, doesn't do anything extra for her.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in the wrong at that point?
Make her own money so she can get what she wants.
Okay.
You can't let people use money to get you to do things that you don't want to do.
So, if a woman is not willing to please her man in the way that he wishes, should she be mad if he goes elsewhere or decides to leave that relationship?
Well, if he go elsewhere, he can stay there. He ain't got to come back.
If she ain't doing it right, he might not.
Well, I don't see no loss because he don't even want to do it. She don't do what he wants.
But if she doing it, that's why he's staying over there. She doing it.
Yeah.
Look.
Listen, that freaky out there, we might not even cook, clean, do nothing else for him. That might be all she had to offer.
But man, what if she do it all? What if she want to do that and then some? What if she cooking, cleaning, and freaking?
Well, hey, package she taking on over that end.
Oh shit. All I'm saying is, hey, it's a couple of them out there. You know, it's a couple of them out there. They make it do what it do. Now I'm just saying, hey, man, if you ain't happy at home, it's a new age. It's a new. All right, Bill, I appreciate you coming through. Nah, but I get you. I feel you. You know, my thing is this though. I feel like if a man's taking care of everything that should be, then yeah. You know, if we want men to assume traditional roles, then I think that would be part of a woman's traditional role is to make sure that her husband is satisfied. If she doesn't want that traditional role, she want to be the money earner, then I think, everything else is justified. But I don't think you can have part of the traditional role and then don't want to oblige to the other part of it. That's just me personally.
I mean, where is that written at though?
In the good book. It's pastor, preacher, rabbi, reverend, brother, Father Honcho. Let me pull out the good book for y'all in the book of Honcho. The good book says so. Now, but
okay, if you say so. All right.
I'm telling you. But I mean, I think that's the key to it. Like, I mean, why, as a woman, even let that door be opened? I think you know, when you have control over a situation like that, that you know your husband wants a small something from you, and you're not willing to do it. I think you're leaving a chink in the armor, if you will, for another woman to be able to slide in there. Like if you don't cook, if you're not you know working on your cooking and doing stuff like that, that's something I know I've heard a lot of women say. Don't let another woman cook for your husband, because that can open a door, especially you can throw down. You got to be careful. But you know, if you don't cook for your husband and then he got some chick at work bringing him home cooked meals, he may feel a particular kind of way. So whose fault is that? Is it the man's fault for craving a home cooked meal, but his wife won't do it? She only going to Mickey D's or whatever else and Jack in the Box or getting Pizza Hut because she don't want to cook nothing and she don't want to learn, or is it his fault for
Is he disabled?
Huh?
Is he disabled?
But if he working all day and he's taking care of all the stuff, he got to cook too.
Well, he can do a prep before he go to work, so he just has to put it
Opening that door, you leaving that door cracked open, and you can't be mad if look.
In that same door, she can put his head right on out till we go out there.
He gonna slide out there willingly. He gonna be like, well, it's hot meals on the other side of the door. Well, I guess I got to go. You know, I'm just saying. You know?
Well, hey.
Okay.
But that I don't think cooking is nothing that you would leave somebody over.
Man, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what people leave people. I mean, I don't put nothing off the table these days. People leave people for anything.
But I can't think that's one of your duties. So, if like you a stay at home mom to have him a home cooked meal.
Yeah, I mean, what else you got to do?
It's a duty, you know.
Yeah, if you ain't got to work and you get to stay at home, and I mean, like, I don't think that's asking too much of nothing to cook a meal. You know,
I don't need it really.
So, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't know Eddie Long. Didn't Eddie Long get caught up in some shenanigans? Want nothing to do with that player. A lot of them other falsifiers got caught up in some shenanigans. But here's the deal, Miss Rashida. You know I'm gonna give you a hard time, but I enjoy your conversation. You know, so
No problem. I'll be trying to wrap it up.
yeah. I'm finna get ready to wind down. I'm so caught telling myself I'm finna go slide to the little gym and go run on this treadmill for a little bit. I'm telling y'all, look, I gotta be right for Vegas, baby. Look, I can't be out there. Y'all be talking bad about me. This nigga, he look one way on the street. He look discombobulated. Really, y'all be at the room talking about
All
me.
that fake stuff that you said you gonna order, we might not even know that's you.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm gonna put all that on. That's what I'm telling you. But what I do is I gotta have a real shit underneath. You know what I'm saying? So that way they gonna be like, oh, this nigga here, he a fraud. But then I come up out of it, they go, he ain't a fraud, he a god. Oh my goodness, but this nigga, that's what you know what I'm talking about. That's I gotta come with it, baby. Nah, but yeah, I'm telling myself I'm gonna hop on this treadmill, burn a few calories. I ate a little bit bad today, so I gotta, you know, I ate that fucking fried avocado. It was good in the bitch though. But Miss Rashida,
Yeah.
I appreciate it as always.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, shout out to Sister Sheeta. I'm glad you called in. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Brother Honcho. Goodbye. Pastor Honcho. Bye.
Bye. You know, it's in the good book, and it's a good look. But here's the deal. I'm telling you, I'm coming with the fake draw. We'll take this last. I got to take this one. I know this number. We'll take this last call because I know this number. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, Mr. Hunter? It's your boy, Man Up Here.
What's the motherfucking deal, brother Man Up? How you doing this evening?
Oh, nothing, Reverend. I see you right there, Mr. Reverend. I turned you on. I was like, what in the hell? But I said, oh, okay, that's right. He did say he going to do that. He did say that.
Yeah.
But let me turn my TV down. I want no echo. Let me turn my TV down. But yeah, I want to speak on what you just, because I just caught you right when you talked to Ms. Rashida at the end. They're talking about, you know, relationships and stuff. And like I always say, I think fairness is fairness. Now, of course, I'm the type of person, I don't want my woman to do anything she don't want to do. But then, hell, shit,
I be doing shit I don't want to do. So fairness is fairness. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it goes in a relationship. You're gonna do stuff, or you should do stuff that you don't want to do to make the person you're with happy. And I agree with you right there, as you said at the end. If a man don't cook, I mean, if this woman don't cook, you know, man, like they always say, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's crap, but you know, that's the saying.
Yeah.
Then why would you not want to stay in his heart by cooking for him? That don't make no sense. Especially if he's working, bringing home all the bills, family paying all the bills. You're a stay-at-home mom. What the hell else is you doing?
Yeah.
If you can't keep the house clean, you can't cook. If there's kids, take care of the kids. What else can you? What else? You just gonna sit at home all day watch TV? I mean, what else can you do? What should you be doing?
Do the Peggy
So,
Bundy.
you know, yeah, don't cook, don't do nothing. You think your looks is gonna keep him around? No. And I agree with what you said there. You know, if you're for another woman, if you go to his friend's house and his friend's woman is cooking for him, hey, I'm not saying cheat or nothing. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not supporting that. But goddamn, a man do want a good home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna want to go over there and get some food. Shoot. This is how it goes. Now everybody wants to go out to eat all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of course we want to go out, wine and dine. But then of course we want to stay at home. We want to relax. You know, enjoy each other's company by ourselves. You know, or with the family. You know, whatever the situation is, and you know that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, my wife works just as many hours as I do. She come home and cook. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she works more hours than me actually, but it's like that's what you're supposed to do in a relationship. It's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like when something breaks in the house or something might need a little fixing or whatever the case is, my wife comes to me and tells me, "Hey, take care of this," and I go do it. You know what I'm saying? And if she wants and if I want something to eat, my wife come home, she cook. That's just how it goes. That's a relationship. That's just what it is. I hate to use this terminology, but that's just gonna be real. That's just a man's role and a woman's role. That's just what it is. Let's just be real. I'm not gonna sit and say no bullshit. That's just what we do. And I know by me saying woman's role, I know that raise some women eyebrows. They finna call in, or they finna put in the chat, what you mean woman's role? But besides your emotions, your feelings, just be real. You know damn well that's what you do for your man. You're gonna cook. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And your man knows that something needs to be done around the house. He's gonna take care of it. He's gonna be out there cutting the grass. He's gonna be out there fixing on her car, whatever the case is. You know, whatever's going on in the house. You know, he's gonna do it. So that's just what it is. Anyway. So I think that's just what the relationship should be. It should be fair, straight down the middle. Not more on her side, not more on his side. It should be fair, straight down the middle. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of people in relationships, and I agree with you. I mean, like I said, I'm not supporting it, but it is what it is. I've seen a lot of people in relationships where they get with a nice-looking woman, and she think that just because she's good-looking or she can do whatever in the bedroom, that she's gonna keep him around. Well, hell, he want a good cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? Just like what's his name? D.L. Hughley said one day on one of his stand-ups. He said, "Hell, I might not want to fuck every day, but I want to eat every day."
What?
You know what I'm saying? And he's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is.
Chat, man. You know, sometimes a man wants to feel his woman's love through her cooking. You know, sometimes it's nurturing. It is you know, to know that she put some love and appreciation into that plate. Hey, sometimes ain't nothing better than that. You know.
Yeah, so that's just what it is. First of all, before I go too far, you know, I want to say I appreciate you taking my call because I heard you say that you can wrap it up. So I appreciate that. But also too, like, so I'm not knocking what she was saying. I agree with her what she's saying. Nobody shouldn't do anything that they don't want to do, and that is a true statement. But you do have to compromise. That's just what it is. If you're with someone, you're going to end up doing some things you don't want to do. That's just how it goes. There's been plenty of times around the house, my wife telling me she want me to do this and do that, and I'll be so damn tired from work. I just want to kick back, kick my feet up, watch some TV or whatever, and I'm like, damn, I don't get it done. You know, that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's just what it is. It's part of running your household. You know, I'm not gonna say she's the only one cook. I cook too sometimes, every now and then. I do too. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's fairness. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like I know she does some things that for me that she don't want to do. It's just how it goes. You know, so but the scenario you gave, like that was a good example. If he's working, taking all the bills, why shouldn't she have to cook or do some things for him that she might not want to do? You ain't doing nothing else. I mean, and then somebody put in the chat something about these housewives. Or something. I forgot what it said, but it's like that is a true statement. It's like shit. What else? What else you gonna be doing? Like another Peggy Bunny just sitting on the couch all day, and then get mad if you say something. It's like damn. I agree. Ain't no damn prepping before he leaves. Shit, get your ass up and go. What are you doing all day long? If he's at work busting his ass, I told y'all my story before. That happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you doing all day long? The way you can't get up and fix something to eat. You know he's gonna get off around such time, have something done by then, and then you go back and go sit down and watch your TV. It's just what it is.
Yeah, that's not that hard.
But like I say, a lot of. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's not that hard.
Yeah, so I then also too I look at it like this here. I know this is not everybody, every woman, so I want to say that first because I know but women, like I say, you talking about all women, it's not all women. I have seen this plenty of times before. Women will sit here, excuse me, a lot of women will sit here and think they doing everything in a relationship just because they look good or just because they know how to put it down in the bedroom. When that's not really the truth. That's not really what it takes to keep a man. Yeah, you might get a man that way, boy, you're going to keep him. It's the same thing with a man. Yeah, you might get a woman by doing certain things, but you're going to keep her. No, it's not. That you got to know what it takes to keep that certain man or that certain woman. And men, we're not that hard to make happy. We're not. You know what I'm saying? We are simple. We'll say, oh, we like this, this, and this. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't do all that, just do a couple of things, something's wrong. So I'm just putting it like that. I'm going to end this call, man. I'm allowing to let you go because I know you want to go. But I do like that saying that you put up there. You had me saying that, using that. I love women, like hoes, hate bitches.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Mr. Man Up. Because somebody had inquired to me, if I knew how to, to get a hold. They was inquired about a price on some cookies and how to get a hold of you because they were interested. You have any way to drop that info for folks, or if you want them to maybe reach out to me and I can send it to you, got some information if people are interested in getting some cookies from me, because they heard that cookie timer go off. I had some people inquire about it. Hey, anything I can do to help send some business your way, I definitely want to. You've been a proud supporter of shit from the sauce to the den, and anything I can help, to get you some more business, I'll be more than willing to.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I haven't really dived all the way into that yet. It just I'll be doing things word of mouth. I was trying to get me a website and give me an email for it, but I haven't done everything yet. But if that person can give you the information, then you shoot the information to me. Then we'll hook it up.
Okay. Holler me sometime this week about the website thing. I'll see what I can do to help you with that too.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and drop my spill on that. I appreciate you, Honcho. Thanks for taking my call, man.
All right, man.
You have a good one, now, Mr. Reverend.
All right, appreciate it. Tell Miss Man up, happy Mother's Day. I hope you had a good one. All right.
Yeah, all right. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Bye.
All right. We're going to end that one on Mr. Man Up. I have to slide. See, I call myself, that's why I can't be fucking with the damn, because I call myself having a schedule, because I got to get more organized with how I handle shit. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to handle this. I may have to shorten my little jog up tonight, but we'll figure it all out. You scared to hold them? Look, here's my thing, and I'll make it run down real quick while I say that. I say I love ladies because ladies are authentic. They're quality. They're trustworthy. They are what they are. And I'm not saying that a lady can't have a hoish freak side, because they can. Lady in the streets, freak in the sheets. A lady doesn't air herself out like this. Not saying that she ain't fucking or she ain't doing this or that and the third, but she's not promoting herself in that manner. And that's commendable. Lady is what you want to be, the mother of your children and things of that nature. Now, I say I love that. I say I like hoes. I'll tell you why I like hoes is because hoes are honest. They're gonna tell you, they're gonna show you exactly what they are, who they are, and that's that. There's no fraudulence about hoes. If they hoeing, they're gonna be out there, they fucking and sucking and doing whatever else, but they gonna be honest. They gonna be honest about it. You know, they look, yeah, that's what I do. I've gotten a lot of game from hoes as far as dealing with women and things like that. They're honest. I love them. I don't love them. I like them, but I love the fact that they're so honest. Bitches, I can't stand bitches because a bitch is a woman who tries to portray herself like a lady, but is really a hoe, but don't want nobody to know. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is she tries to carry herself one way, she really has behaviors that people may not deem as top notch, but when she gets exposed or found out for that type of stuff, you know, the way she handles the repercussions is poor. You know what I'm saying? The way she handles herself, you know, when it comes down to taking, you know, to being honest about how the outcome of the situation is, she doesn't do a very good job of that. And so that's what I mean by I can't stand bitches, you know. You know, some of them be like, oh, I'm that bitch, I'm the real, well, you be that, I ain't fucking with you, I don't want nothing to do with you. Because the bitch does not take accountability for her fucking actions. You know what I mean? That's what a bitch. A lady goes to stand-up quality woman. Again, she handles and carries herself in a certain way. Now, some niggas have ruined ladies and turned them into other things, and you gotta be cautious. A hoe is what she is. What you see is what you get. And I can respect that. But a bitch is a fraudulent type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be, you know, don't try to be something you're not, and then when you fall short of that or get exposed for not being that, you get mad, and then, like I say, there's always collateral damage with others that kind of get involved. Like a lot of these fake accusations or a lot of these fake Me Too's and stuff like that, those are bitches. Some of them kind of want to be hoes. They thought they was hoes. They really wasn't with the shits or whatever. Like I say, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. We'll talk about that again another day. But I want to say thank y'all to everybody who has been coming in and fucking with. No, it is not legal. But hopefully soon, if we keep coming to the house of the den and we keep sending up the message, it will be legalized. But for those of you who don't know, again, like I say, the plan is November 8th. I'm gonna, like this weekend, I've been kind of off and on, but I'm gonna really get on it as far as the information. Those people asked about a group rate and some things like that. If y'all are interested in, like I said, we're gonna have a day in Vegas meet and greet, preferably, like I say, November 8th. I know some people have thrown different opinions on what to do when we out there. We will talk about it. But again, that is the scheduled time frame, that weekend of the 8th through the 8th through the 10th, something like that. So that's what we are. That's the goal. So like I say, you know, we got some good plans, some things like that. But I'm gonna have to check, like I say, on the group rates, and we'll go from there. But with that being said, like I said, I will provide y'all further information because, you know, I want to make sure people got time to get all their ducks in a row if they want to go for the first annual Den meet and greet. But I want to say thank y'all to everybody who has been fucking with the Den. Like I said, I know a lot of new faces, and y'all been kicking it pretty tough, so I rocks with y'all, and I sincerely appreciate it. Again, thank you to everybody, because it is a privilege. It is an honor for me. Even though we be talking shit, we may argue, may agree, disagree. Everybody's opinion is valid and welcome in the Den. That's why I thank y'all for the privilege of getting to talk with y'all each and every night. I'm finna get my happy ass up out of here. Den Show Live on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow on that. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow on that. Saying the preacher style. I don't know if I got the juice tonight, man. I ain't really had the juice tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of underwhelmed this evening. I underwhelmed myself. I just ain't had the juice because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I barely got any sleep last night. Been up all day. But I said I was gonna do the pastor, so I hadn't been coming with the juice tonight. But next time I promise I'll be on it, because I got to get the energy going before you know, it's just hard to just turn it on. I got to get the vibe. Well, it was just a bunch of other shit happening before. Let me see. What else was it? If you want to support the channel, streamlabs.com/ The Den Show. If you want to drop something in that collection plate, drop some Benjamins in the collection plate. Appreciate everybody who's shown love and has done that. And if you want to make a monthly pledge to supporting the Den, I told y'all about the Discord chat that got set up on that, and we started getting that going. I think that's on the $5 a month tier, to where if you want to stay engaged with the friends of the Den folk, 24/7. You have the ability to text chat, voice chat, pictures, send links, things of that nature. On the Patreon tier, $5 tier, you can do that. So I want to get that rocking. That's patreon.com/The Den Show if you want to be a part of that. But with that being said, I thank you all for joining me this night on Sunday Night Confessions. Even though y'all was acting like y'all was scared to make any confessions. How many more episodes until Game of Thrones is over? Because Game of Thrones been fucking up the game. I blame the game for the last few confessions being lame. But ever since that shit and came back up, motherfuckers been on some other shit. We was like starting to get on fire with the confessions. And as soon as Game of Thrones started up, shit just died down. I mean, he was just spilling my secrets. I ain't giving y'all no more confessions. I'm gonna start giving my confessions last. That's how I'm gonna start ending up the confession Sundays from now on. I'm gonna give mine say the best for last, just in case don't nobody call and share shit. But like I say, stay tuned. We'll be dropping plenty of videos throughout the week. I appreciate y'all. Only one lie. Female pimp. I don't even know if that's a thing. Don Juana. And then let me see, DeMarcus. Too holy, I have nothing to confess. Yeah, I believe that. We all some angels in this motherfucker. But with that being said, man, I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. But y'all got to get the hell up out of here. I'm out. What y'all doing? DeMarcus. What the hell you doing, DeMarcus? I'll put your thing in there so maybe it'll show up next time. So we'll see what happens. I'm gone.